So would anybody care to do the recap for us?
Don't volunteer all at once, guys. I mean, come on.
I forget.
Anybody at all?
I could give one of my classic meme recaps.
Sure.
All right, ladies and gents, as we listen to these stoic sounds of very serious fantasy adventure, prepare yourself for the worst recap ever. To time before to last on Dragon's Ball P. We left, and Ophelia had did the smoochy smooch to fake off the memory change on Lord of Prince Forest, man, to try and get the help back to Castellan. But it no work, and his kissy lady saw the other kissy and made the very angry. And then that Bane that is Potts showed up and made the disappear of the important items again. The items being Valora's dagger, Ophelia's holy symbol. I forget what Taz lost.
My drugs.
His drugs, and Sebastian's very important and priceless plushie of the god Deus. So to get back to things, Valora and Sebastian staged the domestic dispute in the hallway at like 3 a.m. And it was very uncomfortable for many people. Then to get to holy symbols, they just walked in a room and grabbed it. Not a lot happened. It was surprisingly uneventful. And then to get to drugs for Taz, because he had the withdrawals from the Uwu Daddy's Cummies drugs. He had to go and make the donkey poop. It was a mule, because the pun was a drug mule, but that's what happened. He got the drugs, they tasted like bud. We progressed. Then Sebastian saw his plushie in a drake enclosure, but he didn't know it was a drake enclosure, so he hopped a fence and got his buns a little toasted. And then the zookeeper was very unhelpful in opening the gate, and he ran into it. He was a little salty about it, but it's aight. But then we tried to decide what do. Go north or south? Neither of these. We go into the Feywild again. And then we went, and we didn't know where to go. And so we here, into Feywild.
Yeah, more or less that's what happened. The aid of Amber Father Rolo, you guys made your way into the Feywild. Traveled a tad bit. Taz attempted to get his bearing. And that's where we called it. So, here you guys are, back in the Feywild. Turn my volume up a little bit. Surrounded by the foliage, no beaten path in front of you, only the one that you guys make yourselves. The bright colors, almost like out of a Dr. Seuss book, surrounding you. The sounds of what you hope to be nature, natural animals, birds, other small mammals and such, chattering away in the nearby brush. What would you guys like to do?
We have the problem again of not knowing how to find anyone in Feywild.
True.
Didn't we rolled pretty high, and we knew like we were close to autumn.
Yes, you, Taz had discerned that you guys were pretty much around in the border of where autumn and summer territory kind of collide.
We were in Leffenley Duel? Question mark?
You are Leffen is the sort of general realm slash lair of the Pumpkin King. It's kind of like the high seat of autumn.
Ah, yes. And we have to go through autumn to get to winter, where the mulberry is.
Okay, got it. Let's just try to avoid as many things as possible.
Yay!
Right?
A great sight of wisdom from Ophelia Fortune.
My wisdom is a 20.
Very wise.
Let's go. Let's just start walking.
Let's just start walking. Okay. Oh, what the heck? I'm missing a document. Oh no.
I still have a bottle of alchemist fire. Excellent.
All right. So for traveling, Taz, as far as you're aware, most of your experience in the Feywild has been confined really to the Glitter Spire, which is where the College of Glamour is.
Mhm.
That's around in Summer's kind of neck of the woods. Being a satyr, you're kind of more of a summer slash spring persuasion. To that regard, and satyrs are kind of that weird, though they are technically fey creatures, they are not necessarily fey, which means that they sort of skitter on that edge of sort of the material plane in Feywild. You don't share the same weaknesses. You have a few similar tendencies, though, as actual Fey. So, your experience in kind of this part, especially as far into autumn as you guys are, you're a little out of your depth here. But you've been to the Feywild. You've traveled through portions of the Feywild, be it spring or summer. So, if anything, you're a little bit better prepared than the rest of the party.
Cool.
So, you guys are unsure necessarily how far you have to travel. And you only have so much food with you, and only so many spell slots for, I think, create food and water, unless that's a cantrip.
No.
So, for this, somebody's going to need to be a navigator, and somebody's going to need to be a, if needed, somebody that can forage for food.
Probably want me foraging, because I can maybe know what's safe around here.
Yeah, good idea.
But no promises.
How about you, Sebastian? Do the what's the word? The leading the way.
Navigator.
Yes.
I'm just gonna take out my compass and see if I can work anything out.
Okay, so for your travel, to kind of get the lay of the land, the navigator is going to need to be able to sort of figure out. Well, yeah, I mean, what you need to do is probably get the lay of the land. So that's something that you can choose to do if you'd like. However, you would wish to go about doing that. The provisioner is going to be foraging for food when it's needed, if it's ever needed. And from there, we'll figure out how you guys want to proceed.
Alright, I suppose I could do a bit of looking around. I'm going to need a tall tree.
There are plenty nearby.
Alright. I'll be back. I'm gonna go and scamper up the tree.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a quick, athletics for me, please.
Okay. Average.
It's not the easiest climb that you've ever had, for some reason, but you do manage to climb up there, after taking probably a little bit longer than you would have liked, and manage to get to the top. And go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Can I get advantage if I use my spyglass?
You can.
Yeah. Whip that out from my navigator's kit since I'm an ocean boy who didn't sell his ocean tools.
Dude,
Wow.
ocean tool.
There's so much to see.
Bring
12.
your spyglass up, and you begin to slowly survey the surrounding territory. So, first thing that you notice is the fact that the sky is caught in this weird day, half night sort of situation. There's sunlight, but it's almost like the sun is setting, and has been ever since you guys have been here, and you're pretty sure the last time you were here, the sun was setting too. In fact, it hasn't moved at all. You can see stars in the sky on the very opposite end of where the sun is setting, kind of caught into almost a bit of a twilight. But as you survey around, the most that you can gather is the kind of the treetops, and see sort of the sprawling territory of sort of where autumn and summer meets. But you can see off in the distance, actually towards where the stars are in the sky, the sort of goofy, cartoony coloring of the trees that you're in, the bright pinks and oranges and neons, kind of begins to slowly fade off and towards that direction. You're not sure if it's because distance or if there's an actual change in the color.
Can I open up my compass to see if it's like a general direction?
Sure. You open up the compass, and it begins to kind of spin around and act a little erratic, almost like if it were near a very strong magnet, and then it stops and begins to slightly right itself, and it points towards south.
Alright. Screw with the magic, as per usual, but it seems to be working. I'll go ahead and swing my way down. Do a backflip on the way down.
Make an acrobatics for me. Little rough on the landing, but you land on both feet, and you kind of have to catch yourself from falling over.
Nailed it. So, I'm gonna orient with my compass and then point towards the south that way. It looks the most sad.
Splendid.
Alrighty. You guys orient yourselves towards the south, and you begin to... and march you do, for quite some time. Hours and hours. Mike's falling over. But you begin to make some headway. You can see, actually the sort of foliage and color begins to slowly fade, as you guys progress further towards the stars. The bright colors and whatnot begin to almost dull to like normal colors that you might see on the material plane back home. Bright oranges, pinks, yellows begins to fade to sort of a mottled, sad green, and even that begins to get sort of more dull in color. But eventually you guys find yourselves surrounded by kind of spruce and other kind of pines. There's cones around on the ground. Pine needles kind of cover and coat the entire ground before you. If there were to be any tracks left behind, it's probably covered by these pine needles. I need Navigator to make a survival check for the party, please.
Ah!
It's okay. I'm not proficient.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Sick.
Oh no.
Don't worry, this means I'll be good in combat later. It's fine.
Mhm.
Sorry.
You guys take a moment to orient yourselves and begin going. And you travel further. More hours pass by. But you realize as you guys are going that the foliage, the color, is beginning to return back to that bright, sort of the neon colors.
Whoops.
Hmm.
You gather, perhaps you might have looped back around at some point by accident. Maybe not. You didn't do an about face and turn around, but you kind of veered for a little bit and kind of got back into sort of this portion of the border.
Compass is a little screwy. Sorry about that.
But you do know kind of this nagging feeling in the back of all of your heads. You know that, I mean, you've been to the Feywild before, but you also know that time is uncertain, and that for every minute or hour that you spend here, an indeterminate amount of time has passed back in the material plane.
That's great. Come back to the apocalypse in full force. That'd be fun. Well, it can locate creature, but we're not going to be anywhere near. And it can locate object, but we're not anywhere near either. Probably. So, yeah.
Guess we'll just have to reorient ourselves here. I'm gonna climb one of these tall spruces that I see around us.
Okay. Another athletics.
Need a boost.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
these branches are a little oddly shaped. I can't
Yeah.
seem to find it. Great.
The branch is a little too high up, and you kind of little tuckered out. You guys have been marching for hours, but with some assistance of your compatriots and a little loss in dignity and pride, you managed to get yourself up to the top of a tree again to survey. Go ahead and make a perception check for me with advantage. Alrighty then. So,
Yay.
you veered a little bit, but you can see that sort of the mundane pine trees and conifers are much closer than they were last time you'd climbed up a tree to kind of get the lay of the land. You can also make out sort of craggy kind of mountain peaks way off in the distance. Maybe like 2 or 3 mountains clustered together, snow-capped. They're very far away, but you managed to pick them out because you have the spyglass. And you can see that sort of snow might be falling down in flurries. It's weird. You normally you wouldn't be able to see something about this far. You're fairly certain, just because of the curvature of the Earth having sort of traveled around like you have in your past. But on a clear day, you can make out miles and miles and miles of distance with the spyglass. And another thing of note, because you rolled so high, you can see sort of orienting yourself again, looking south where the compass points. You can see there's almost like a gap in the trees, or at least in the tree cover forest, amongst sort of the mundane pines, horizontally, and kind of winds a little bit. You realize that's probably a river that's cutting its way through.
Might be a good place to camp.
Are there any, like, famous rivers, the Feywild? Like the river Styx or
Yeah, shut
something
down
like
like.
that?
We're heading in the right direction. I think there might be a river ahead.
Yeah. Can I make like a history
Cool.
check? Wait, I'll just ask Taz that.
My
Are
Feywild
there any?
geography.
Yeah, if there's any.
Probably not gonna know.
So
Let's
just
see.
make Taz make the roll instead, basically.
Let's make the fairy guy make the fairy roll.
What would I roll? Bodies of water.
That's weird, especially because like Feywild. I don't know. I guess. We
Flat
could
intelligence.
just could do Arcana, I suppose.
Okay,
Wouldn't it be history?
that's my Arcana.
Alrighty.
E. Shh, let's take Arcana. It's a 17. Come on.
Yeah.
Go! Weird ass birds.
Magic River.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
I'm gonna backflip out of the tree again.
Dab.
Thanks, please.
Midair. Epic.
I wish so many tabs didn't slow my computer down. Backflip Shinji.png. Well, there's a number of rivers that run through the Feywild. There a couple that are somewhat of note, though more often than not, geographic locations are more known for their inhabitants than they are for the sake of existing, like some places are in the material plane. Kind of like how the northern and southern divide are well known, or kind of Mount Heffenfelth. Two rivers, particularly, and you can't quite remember the names. One runs kind of down in the Fey Dark, and is kind of the realm of the Shadow Fae. The other belongs to the River King, which is actually one of the many Fey lords, who's a vassal to the Arch. And it's the Arbanus River. However, kind of having corresponded with Sebastian on where you guys physically are right now, you know that the River Arbanus is not necessarily anywhere near here.
What?
So not really sure.
It's not near here.
No, it's further more into like summer territory. What's his rippling majesty.
What? Rippling. Well, we should go towards the river because we can travel faster down the river and waste less time on the material plane. We need a boat, but maybe we can make one.
It'll help us not get lost too.
That's true. Like, you can't
Yeah.
wander aimlessly, you know?
I don't know if Feywild water is safe, perhaps.
Yeah, I
good.
don't really want to swim in it, but I'd like to, like,
Mm-hmm.
get a
Just one for
boat or
drink.
something.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone there has a boat.
Let's go towards the river.
Yeehaw.
Marching, marching.
Alrighty,
Towards the
you
river.
guys gonna where are you gonna go? Which way?
Hard, snowy winter. Mountain rivers. Area.
River.
Making your way towards the river.
Yes.
Navigator, make another survival check for me, please. With advantage because better point of view, and you're closer. Okay, better.
Shit.
several more hours of marching back into the spruce and but you guys begin to hear the sounds of running water. The hushed kind of shh of water moving, falling down little small ledges and such, kind of in the river basin. You can hear the bubbles, the trickling, and even some of the life that kind of finds itself near rivers. You guys begin to approach closer and closer. What would you like to do?
Guess I'm on the lookout for any river folk as we get closer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the river and summon a
Alright,
glass
just
bottle.
looking around, seeing if there's anyone of interest.
Perception check.
Yo.
Taking a quick glance around, you don't seem to see any people necessarily, but you do catch a deer actually on the other side of the river that kind of looks around a little bit and then bows its head down to take a quick drink and then raises its head again once you guys kind of break a little bit from the tree line and approach.
It's a sign from Niala. I'm gonna bottle some of the river water.
Ooh.
Okay. As you get closer to the river, the deer turns and runs and scampers back into the.
Drink the water.
And
For
as you get
science.
close to the water, you trying to bottle some?
Yeah, I got a glass bottle in my inventory.
Empty bottle in your inventory?
Actually, I have 3, so I still have 2 more.
Alrighty.
Legend of
Go
Zelda
ahead.
style.
You can see the river is a bit wide and the water is actually moving quite quickly. You kind of realize should you ever lose your footing, you might get swept away pretty quick. It's not anything necessarily dangerous like whitewater rapids, but it's quick. It's
Yeah.
some speedy water. You do manage to bottle some. And I need you to make a dex save, please.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, guys, it's fine. I'm okay.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Alright.
That's so good.
So
Let's go.
you get closer and closer to the edge. Kind of the river basin's in a bit. It's kind of a bit of an incline, kind of like the bank. It's not super steep necessarily. But you go and you get yourself a bottle of this river water, whatever river it may be. And as you kind of stoop down, you kind of slip a little bit, sort of on the bank itself. After getting the bottle, trying to stand up, and you kind of look around, you realize there's a lot of this like foam. Oddly enough, lots of it actually, and you see it kind of coats the riverbank, all that you can see all along, even amongst like the grass and rocks and reeds that are kind of growing nearby. It's like kind of like the sea foam, but like thicker. And just everywhere you look on the across the river, and you can see it's all along the banks of the other side as well.
Have a care. There's some river foam goo on the shore. It's pretty gross. Very slippery.
I'm scared.
Hey, Mason here. Looks like OBS crashed on me, so I'll give you the fill-in until we get to the next segment. We were wondering how to cross the river when Sebastian remembered that Ophelia had the spell for water walk. So she cast it on the party, and we were walking across the water when Taz spotted a bunch of shadows under the surface. They did surface, and turned out to be a large pack of eelhounds. Let's get back to it.
Doggy.
Ophelia, what's your dex mod?
2.
Sebastian, what's your dex mod?
3.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, you'll have to do. That does not hit Taz. However, Taz is indeed grappled. It is Valora's turn. Valora, you saw the shapes flitting around in the water beneath. And of course, everybody's been made aware of the creatures that lie beneath the surface. As one rises up, breaking the water tension, splashing out and grabbing hold of Taz in its maw filled with sharp needle-like. What would you like to do?
Jeez. Okay. I'll bonus action disengage in case there's anything beneath me. And then I'm gonna run off this river.
Okay, I need you to make a dex save, please.
Okay.
It's slippery.
Alright, you managed to make it just fine.
Okay, and then I'll use my bow to shoot the one that I'm across from with the blue dot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack. That hits.
And you get sneak attack.
'Cause I'm
Say what?
And you get sneak attack because Taz is being grappled within 5
True.
feet.
Yeah, one of our allies is within 5 feet. Go ahead and do your damn move.
So this is what it's like not to be the guy within 5 feet.
Alrighty, 16 damage. Valora finally making it off to the side of the bank. Keeping a foothold, you draw your bow and fire almost mechanically, and you watch as it hits the eel hound right after it begins falling back into the water from making an attack at Taz. You watch as the creature kind of flinches and it turns its head towards you. Alrighty, it's your turn, Taz.
I'm gonna whip out my, at this point, pretty well-used belt. Slap it around me. Do freedom of movement, so I'm immune to grapple and all that jazz. And then I'm gonna do my Mantle of Inspiration, so we can all use a reaction to move without provoking attacks if we want to.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna leave. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. I'm just going. Looks like I can use my
This literally gets me
movement
off
then,
of the board.
So yeah.
Get off of me, Taz!
Oh, get off. I can move 70 feet, so
Oh my god.
zip.
I'm a hold right there.
Alright, is that your
On the
turn?
water.
Yeah, water walk's the one. That's
Oh,
good.
let me get 10 pitch for you guys. Hell yeah.
I am the wall.
Wait, is our boy with us? Amber dude?
No, he
Oh.
stayed behind to help with the war with Castellan.
Oh,
Yep. That was part of the agreement you made with him, originally.
He's just
It's
like,
a
I'm
bitch.
done hanging out here.
Alright, Sebastian, you're fine. Ophelia, I need you to make a dex save, please.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright. Kind of slip once, like you do on like a slick wet floor, but your foot kind of goes out, but you manage to catch yourself. You're fine. What would you like to do for your turn?
Is anyone injured?
I'm a little
Barely.
bit since I haven't gotten a long rest, but I'm alright.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh,
I've taken any damage, so chilling.
I'm gonna choose not to injured yet. Fake creatures.
Okay.
Run, gang!
That's it. I think Sebastian's okay.
It's like Batman, like, not
Yeah.
vowing to use guns. Meanwhile, I'm just, like, taking out a 45, like, unfortunate.
Oh wait, they're surrounding him.
That hits.
Excellent.
Why didn't you move off the river?
In case this happens.
The sailor lad, he likes his water.
It's true, I'm perfectly calm in the water.
One could argue that he's a masochist and gets turned on by getting hurt.
True.
Ooh, bite me.
Oh my god. When I was
Take 8
trying to
points
back,
of damage. And you're grappled.
So it takes
What
off your
else?
temp shield.
Yup, I'm good. Ooh. You're only in trouble if you get caught.
You
I'm
are
in
caught.
trouble.
when I was trying to wax my legs.
16 to hit.
That does not.
Oh, you have 17?
I do, because I upped my dex. And I'm gonna do something real cool here. I'm gonna spend a key and redirect that attack.
As a reaction?
I can, I believe. I'm actually looking through Xanathar's right now.
If it's a reaction...
Did you use
then
your
you
reaction to
can't-
move?
let's
Ooh,
see.
possibly, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you move.
Oh, yeah, that was a reaction.
Okay.
That's a
Then
match.
you cannot, unfortunately.
Hmm.
$21 to hit.
That will hit.
Nine points of damage. And you're grappled as well. So you've got, was it 2 of these or 3 of them landed hits? 2 of them landed hits on you. You're currently being held with your arms in the mouths of these creatures, others nearby, and you're just kind of being tugged one way or the other.
Alright.
Sebastian, what would you like to do?
It's time to flurry of blows. There it is. Bro. Alright, all ass.
What was that?
2 9s in a row
Dang.
with a 12 and 11. Fantastic.
Dang.
Looking fresh.
Just kind of flailing around.
However,
Yeah,
as
none
as
None of
bonus-
those land.
as a bonus of flurry of blows, I do get the disengage option.
When
When I use flurry of blows. Part of my drunken technique. At 3rd level, you learn how to twist and turn quickly as part of your flurry of blows. Whenever you use flurry of blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the turn.
or
Just fucking flail around and then run away.
mm,
You don't-
but I don't think you can just up and leave. with a disengage if you're grappled, though. You have to escape.
Yeah, it's true.
So, you're gonna need to make. See if it's an escape. Trying to see if it has specific.
Hold the door.
Yeah, you can use your strength. You can do athletics or acrobatics in order to.
Woo!
Okay. You managed to wrench one arm free from one of the creatures, but the other one is still being held. It is now first Eel Boy's turn. Let's see, double check.
Don't worry, I have them right where I want them.
Alright. Laura, it's your turn. There's like, you can see all 6 of these fucking eel hounds, just several of them near on the bank.
There's so many.
And all you can see is bluish green hide with these purple spines. This like hissing, almost like wailing cries as water's being splashed, and Sebastian's just there with all of them focused on him.
I can teleport him out if you guys want to keep running.
What?
He has to step back 5 feet.
Why is Ophelia
Oh,
moving
he's
around?
grappled.
I don't know why I feel weird moving around.
I'm dancing nervously.
I guess I'll just shoot this one that's like in front of me.
Orange? Okay.
As long as
for it.
Ophelia doesn't stand in front of me.
That hits. And is technically sneak attack, which is stupid.
They're distracted.
Oh, yes.
23. Boom. That one flinches as well.
Thank you.
And it takes the damage. 2 arrow shots sticking out of 2 separate eel hounds now.
Don't you also add your dexterity?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Ooh.
So +5.
Okay, so 28 damage. Cool.
Dick.
Yes.
Dig. Alrighty. Taz.
Just gonna walk up, grab Sebastian's collar and be like, let's go, bud. And dimension door like 60 feet out this way. To the right. I can't think. That way. Into the woods. Pew 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 ping.
Okay, off the map.
Yep.
You
Everyone.
guys yoink away. We'll just throw you over there. Alright. The door opens up and you grab Sebastian's collar and yank him backwards, and you both fall into the door, which closes and opens up 60 feet away behind you guys.
And I'll mantle again, so everyone within 60 feet, if they want to use their reaction.
Okay? You guys have been mantled. You guys gonna run off? You run off.
Yeah.
Sweet. Alrighty. And you manage to get away from these eel hounds.
Fun. My Apple Watch is telling me to stand up. Shut the fuck up.
It's so annoying.
Stand up, lazy.
I turned mine off.
A blood clot is forming. Please move.
Fuck. You have T minus 12 hours until diabetes.
Alrighty. That river behind you and winter before you, you guys managed to make your get. Though the eel hounds did a tad bit of damage, a few of you got a couple of large bite marks and kind of deep puncture wounds from kind of the long, almost see-through, kind of needle-like teeth, almost like viper fish. You could be worse for wear. And also, you guys kind of take a moment, realize if water walk hadn't been a thing, Taz might have been dragged into the river by those things.
Thank God for magic.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, what would you like to do?
Hey, Mason again. After the battle, Ophelia healed Sebastian, and then the party decided to continue on their way with their journey.
Yeah. That's how much healing you get.
Oh, wow.
You're welcome. Second level.
Nice.
Well, gee.
Right.
Puts me right back at full. Or
Right.
3 points shy of full, but you know what? I'll take it.
Oh.
Okay, so.
You failed, Maddie.
Dude, at least you got that +8. Or no, the +9.
True.
Jesus. Alright. You continue going in the direction you believe is. And as you guys travel, it's been a day. What with the amount of time that you had spent back in the material plane in the Great Forest, trying to get your things back after having been scattered by pots, and the like almost 6 to 7 hours you've put in trampling around the Feywild, trying to make your way towards wherever winter might be. Your best hope in terms of trying to find this Meta Mulberry. You realize the amount of light has not changed. Even though bodily you are tired and you feel like it's probably nighttime back at home. Your bodies are just kind of sore. The magical healing helps a little bit, especially for those who are hurt, such as Taz and Sebastian, but just kind of like that mental tiredness of just wanting to curl up and go to sleep begins to slowly set in. You wish to continue, or do you wish to stop?
We
I'm
must
getting
sleep.
sleepy.
Some
Guys, before we go to sleep, should I try to scry on Mulberry or Triss?
I
Or
mean,
is that not gonna work?
Can you do it if you haven't met them? I don't know how this works, but it's like I know Triss, but you know Triss, you know?
Wow. Right.
I
Taz,
honestly
can you
don't know.
scry?
No, I cannot.
Oh, I can also scry on a location,
Hmm.
but I'd probably have to be familiar with the location too.
You have to
Yes,
know
if
what
you're
location to
not
scry.
specific with it, it wouldn't be really that effective.
I scry on the entire Kingdom of Winter.
Unfortunately, it's a bit too broad.
Oh,
I am
A
curious
weekend.
if that would like actually do something though. I'm gonna check.
I do think we are heading in the right direction, though. The mountains seem to be over there. I saw some earlier.
Okay, so for scrying, once it decides to work. Okay, so for scrying,
It's me again. We decide to go ahead and try with the scrying.
particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. So,
What?
as written, it is on a creature.
Instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you've seen before as the target of the spell.
Ooh, it's
very
at the bottom. You right.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay, so knowledge-wise, if you've heard of something, you can technically scry on it. If you've met it, you can scry on it. If you're very familiar, you can scry on it. And then it's got the things like a likeness or a picture, a possession or garment, body part, block of hair, bit of nail, etc. Those all aid in being able to scry on something.
Okay, sick.
So technically, you
So-
could scry on them, but
So Taz, like, draw a picture. Tris.
Oh, she's in winter, right? I think we're getting
Suppose-
closer. Would the river water help?
How would that help?
Because you need to know what she looks like, right?
Yeah, draw me a picture.
the river water would really help you scry on the river itself, but not. Yeah. So if you guys really want to take a look at that river again, you could definitely do that.
Stupid thaumaturgy. Little things connecting to big things just because that's how things work.
So, what do you want him to do?
As we're like making a camp, I ask Taz to draw me a picture of Tris.
Do you have anything to draw with? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Okay.
You could attune to my ring of disguise and disguise yourself as her.
Yes.
Cool.
Do it.
Disturbing, but effective.
What is it? Oh my god.
So I need to attune.
Chick-fil-A.
Where?
They just brought my family just brought me Chick-fil-A.
Oh shoot!
Amazing.
I want Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
I only had it
The
once.
sauce. The sauce.
Dude, that
The
sauce
sauce.
is too good.
Thank you.
There's nothing on bow sauce though. Gonna be honest.
Yeah, any kind of like alternative honey mustard I'm usually into. So, I don't have to roll anything, right? You're the one who.
Right. So you
So
guys spend
can I-
about a half an hour so Taz can attune to the ring,
Mhm.
and then he uses it to appear like Triss. And what you see before you is fairly a fairly odd creature of the Fey individuals that you've happened to come across. Like true Fey entity. The main ones that you've seen are kind of like the Amber Father, Rolo, which is more Fey than Satyr at the stage that he's in, with sort of the large, tall body and almost cartoonishly stick-thin limbs. Potts, who, the more you think about it, the more you kind of realize you're not sure what his actual form is. You just know he takes appearances such as chairs that squeak and pots, hence his namesake, and sort of the literal bear bumblebee that kind of floats around. Triss is much similar in the kind of weird department. You see sort of this creature appear before you, kind of tall, thin, kind of greenish legs that stretch up to like a short body, shorter than the legs itself. Kind of covered almost like in like this foliage, sort of almost like a bush. The arms and then a bit of a head that's kind of poking out with vaguely feminine features and kind of greenish hair as well, and kind of like a sort of a dopey, very calm, laid back look, almost like they're tired or perhaps just don't care.
She a dryad?
Wait, you said she's like small, but he's like a normal version size of her, right?
She well, like her body itself is small, but her legs are longer than her body is.
Oh, because I was picturing like little, like I thought she was gonna be like little Tinkerbell fairy.
No, she's like a little
Female
bit
Ivern.
small. Hmm?
Female Ivern.
Yeah, basically.
What is
Except
that?
not as tall. Maybe like a little
Yeah.
bit shorter than
Short.
Chaz.
And
Oh
more
my god, look at her.
bushy.
Just
Wait,
go to
is that her?
go to the general this book. Yeah, it's basically female Ivern, which is the one on the right.
Oh,
The lanky boy.
that's so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, Taz, she is so cute. Now time to
Okay.
stalk her.
She's a tree?
Ah.
There's elements of plant stuff, but you can tell that she's not necessarily like a tree. It's not like a tree ant or a dryad. Well, kind of close to a dryad, but not quite. Okay, so you're gonna do the thing. You get your. Do you have your components?
Yeah, I just need a bowl of water.
A,
To have
a,
that.
a bowl
Oh, wait.
of holy water.
You need a expensive focus.
You need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
So it could be that.
Do you guys happen to have an item that's worth a
Still these panties.
Have these what?
Panties.
Panties?
Not sure. It also has to be
Maybe
reflective
10
so you can
copper.
scry through it.
God
Do you have
dang it.
an item worth 1,000 gold pieces? Sebastian pushes over 10 copper.
Any of your blades reflective, Laura? Or just... Because you have the most expensive blades here, I think.
Hurt.
I mean, I don't know how much they're worth. Because I think I still have that Capri's dagger, I think. And I have my dagger. But I don't know if they're worth 1,000 gold.
Okay.
Try it and they're not worth 1,000 gold? Do we get, like, punished? I don't know.
You don't know.
Does the
You can
spell
roll Arcana if you like.
like destroy them? Like use it up? Or
No, you just kind of use it to do the spell. You can keep using it, I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can't do it, really.
Well, if you're, like I said, unsure as to what might be the repercussion of attempting to scry with a focus that doesn't quite measure up, one of you can roll Arcana.
Okay. Roll it. Please be good. 14.
You know it's been done before, but the penalty of attempting such a isn't really damage to the focus, but more the kind of like the clarity, or really just like how well the spell actually works.
Mhm.
Instead of like crystal clear Blu-ray HD, it's like 280p.
Oh no.
Well, what I have is in my inventory, I have clear beads. That's really what it says. I have no idea where those came from.
The clear beads came from Altostar when you guys were leaving Sarah and you were doing the sand sailing through the desert. You guys were given that. It's like a bead of hydration, basically.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I
mean,
well, actually, it depends on the bead. I'm trying to remember if there's another bead. If you got something from Rolo or not.
I have that too. I have the amber bead too.
Okay, amber bead's not worth 1,000 gold pieces.
And the amber bead makes the big boom.
Yes, it makes the big boom.
I remember that. He threw them. He rained unholy fire. Tree man.
Oh.
I got a glass bottle.
Nice.
Just naming off things in his inventory.
Got a pickle.
Okay, I'm gonna try with the clear beads because they're
Housekeeping!
probably a little bit reflective. I mean, water's reflective, and it's like water. It's magic, so it could be worth money.
Thanks, Dad.
So
Look at this giant bun.
Which water are you using? The river?
no, the clear beads are like water, magic water beads.
Come on, unless you're in front of the camera. Where's the camera?
Mr. Evans!
Hello. Hello.
There's your dad. Love you, dad.
They said hi.
They could see me then.
They can't see you. They just know you're here.
You can sense him.
Hello.
He said
Maddie
hi.
can sense him. She's got that dad sense. Excuse me, Ophelia.
Excuse me. Come on out.
You may not be old enough.
Dad.
Robert's got
has
food
dad
and getting
sense.
hungry.
Is that Chick-fil-A?
Looks like a
No,
humble
it's
tune.
chicken salad sandwich.
Anyways, I try to use the clear beads.
Deputy.
Let me
Leave her
do
alone,
it,
she's
DM,
fine.
or I will personally come to your house and beat your ass.
You're gonna try and use the clear bead as the focus.
Some musty ass water. Like,
Do you want to use one of my daggers? It might work a
They're
little bit
magic
better than a bead.
The real
what
question.
Okay,
about
fine.
the sword of
Let me-
Deus? Is that
Gaze into your. Oh yeah, where's your? Ah! You been
Well,
holding out?
You guys were so focused on, Valor's daggers. I don't know if I
Give me your sword, Sebastian.
Damn,
He has
I get to
blade
choose.
envy.
Clearly, the daggers that are only this long in metal are definitely worth more than the holy paladin sword of a god. But you know,
Okay, I need the holy paladin sword. Let me just borrow it. Okay, I'll give it right back.
These daggers have killed lots of people.
and my sword hasn't.
No, it
I could have
hasn't
wear tiger
really.
in half with this.
Okay.
Alright, you're gonna use it as your focus?
Yeah. Polish it
Really
up. so
unfortunate she
nice.
rolled that low on Arcana check.
Please don't crit fail.
Okay. I want you to make a straight wisdom roll.
Uh-oh. My sword.
You wanted her to use it so badly.
So I don't add my proficiency.
They want to use it. I didn't say anything.
No.
Oh!
Let's go!
Alright.
Nat 20.
That means that it succeeds as a focus, and now Triss has to save.
This is my sword now.
got it?
Niala may have a problem with that one. Although she might like me. I did jump up there and do the whole human shield bit.
Alrighty then. So, alright, let's do this. It lasts for 10 minutes. Okay, so you set the sword down, blade first, into the ground.
Oh, that dulcet.
And hold the handle. You have a whetstone, stop bitching. You hold the handles with both hands, kneeling down before it, using it, the sword of another god's paladin, ironically, as your focus. And as you close your eyes and cast the spell, feeling the magical, divine energy begin to lift off you as that sort of energy is expelled and put forth into that spell. You feel a secondary presence, and you open your eyes, and it's just you and the sword. And then you see hands, transparent, with kind of like a green and gold glow, kind of go over your hands and settle kind of in, disappearing. And then almost like a sound of a single drop falling into a pond. Vision floods to you. The black that you're surrounded with suddenly floods in, as it's almost like you're descending from the sky down, zooming closer and closer and closer. And as it goes out, you see, looking around as sort of like your yourself, your essence, as it's hurtling towards where Triss River might be. You can pick out almost like a flash and flurry of like green that you're hurtling towards, and even some white off to one side, in almost like a vast array rainbow of colors off to the left. And as it gets closer and closer, you hear a and then suddenly you're there. And immediately you're met with the sound of kind of rattling items. Just you kind of the vision focusing on Triss. You can see she's the same visage that you had seen when Taz had put on the ring. She's in a house, or what looks to be some kind of house, a room. You can see kind of off a wash basin, and a couple other items. You see looks to be almost like a counter to one side, full of a bunch of different leaves, flowers, and other things that are kind of like tied together into bundles and are kind of hanging from the ceiling over this counter. And there's a bunch of them. You hear it's dull and it's constant, and it persists the whole time that you're watching Triss. She appears to be preparing some of these herbs. You can see she's cutting up a few of them kind of on this counter. Practiced, you can tell, even with sort of the jostle. You can see kind of a hearth off to one side, some other maybe like cooking supplies behind Triss. You can also see what looks to be kind of a large mortar, almost like a large a mortar in this instance is like the thing that like people like grind stuff up in, like grain, and a pestle, which is the item that they use for that, but it's pretty big. You can see it's kind of shoved off into the corner of this room, and the pestle's kind of resting up against it into the corner.
Do I see any like chains around her feet or something?
Any what?
Any sort of like bindings, magical, like she
Make a perception check.
prisoner?
You cannot
20.
discern any bindings whatsoever, physical or magical.
Oh. Does she look sad?
Well, make an insight.
Right.
look, sort of, but you kind of gather that's just kind of her default expression. She's got resting
Okay.
sad face.
Oh my god.
But you gather just from sort of this, feeling and this ability you've developed to kind of get a good idea of perhaps what might be underneath the surface of someone, that there might be a tad bit of anxiety, anticipation, though the expression doesn't really show any of these emotions. You can tell from the way she holds the knife, the way she's cutting at the herbs, the way that she quickly prepares them and moves on to the next thing as soon as she can. And though she doesn't look around with her eyes, she's focused on her work, but she's focused intensely on it. And afterwards, the vision pulls back, and you open your eyes, and you're there, hands on the sword, back in the Feywild, surrounded by your friend.
It
Did it
worked.
work? Oh, what'd you see?
She's like in a house. She's not chained up or anything, but she's like making herbs. Like doing work. I think she's working for the hag, like
Yeah,
being
checks
like her
out.
like house slave thing. But like she's not being physically forced to do it, so maybe she's like cursed or like being like blackmailed to do it or something.
Well, from what Pot said, she kind of made a deal or something, and this was her.
Oh, she did. Welp. I mean, the hag's not making her, cut off her fingers or kill children, so that's good.
Yeah.
She seemed fine, but
Just so there's no misconception, Potts had said that she was indebted to the hag. Whether it's because of a deal or not, you don't know.
Yeah.
oh,
Which, when it comes to Fae, that's a very important distinction.
so we basically have to just kill this hag. Then she won't be indebted anymore.
Yes, that's one way to do it.
It's awfully straightforward thinking of you for a change.
If I banish her, she'll come back, right? Wait, everyone comes back.
Well,
No.
if they were on the material realm, I would send her here. But since we're here, you can't banish her.
Okay.
I would just do the pocket thing and she comes back.
Yeah.
If she's from the Feywild. So.
Okay.
Alright, what are you wanting to do?
Still think we should rest,
Yeah, that's good.
Agreed.
especially after working such heavy magic like that. And I'm just gonna like take my sword back out of the dirt. Inspect the blade.
Alright. So you guys begin to set up camp, get ready for your rest. You do consume 1 day's worth of rations per person. Be sure to mark those off. Is anybody taking watch?
I'll take watch.
Alrighty, go ahead and make your perception roll. Okay. 16. Over the course of the night, you see kind of off in the distance what looks to be kind of a lazy bit of light. Just kind of a lazy little like glow of light. It's small, maybe about as big as your hand. A ways off, but just kind of like floats by, almost like a kind of like a big fat bumblebee, just kind of doing its little like pattern. Um, but it soon disappears. And your watch is uneventful.
What color was it?
My watch is ended.
It was like a, whitish yellow light. Is anybody else taking second watch?
Yeah, I will.
Laura, make your perception check. Alright. Your watch passes by uneventful. And is anybody else wanting to take watch, or are you wanting to split up only into 2 shifts?
Just
Maybe
2 is
another
fine.
one? And everyone gets full rest, or
Regardless of how you guys split it up, it really depends on what you're doing over the course of the night. If you're actually resting, or you want to do something
Okay.
else, technically everybody's going to get a full rest, no matter how much you split. So,
2 is fine then.
all right,
Yeah.
you do too. You guys wake up, rousing yourselves, kind of still thrown off a little bit by the perpetual twilight, almost the perpetual setting sun. But you feel refreshed. HP back, spell slots back. You're ready and rearing to go. I need Navigator to make a survival check for me.
I'm the navigator. You guys ever see that old movie, Flight of the Navigator?
No.
It was like 80s, 90s. Had a cat in it. Pretty good.
I'm gonna, when it's the morning, I'm gonna sleight of hand. Try to steal the sword.
The sword that he fights with all the time.
Yeah, the one that I wear on my body, always.
I'm gonna try to
Well-
put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand. You reach to go for it. Well, Sebastian's preoccupied wrapping up his tent and whatnot. Sebastian, you feel a tug on your belt, and you look down, and you see a pink hand wrapped around the handle of your sword while it's in its scabbard.
Don't make this sexual. I know you're thinking about it.
Not gonna lie, I was ready with the joke. I was like, I'm there.
I just think that Ophelia says it too. She's like, just caught stealing. She's like, don't make it sexual.
No, I was in character. I'm like, sorry, I just feel a connection with this sword now. Can I hold it? Just while we're walking?
Is Deus your god?
Are you a cleric or paladin of Deus? No, last time I checked, you're not. So,
I am a monk. Not the only religious, class there is. Clerics and paladins. Thank you.
okay, I guess that's a no. What about, like, when we're sleeping, it's like, I can, like, lay next to it?
I usually keep that on me should something happen in the night.
Okay, never mind.
If you want to put your sleeping bag next to mine just to be in proximity, I guess. But no, that's probably going to stay with me.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
Let's go.
So awkward.
Though it wouldn't be the first time they slept side by side. Anyway,
Oh, true.
We don't talk about that.
it's so
Don't make
fun
this
to bring
sexual.
up every now and then.
I mean, Ian's description was sexual. Let's be honest.
You were grabbing the handle. What is?
Gave me the old reach
Yeah.
around grab of the handle, huh?
That's how you described it.
He was bending down, distracted, like picking up his tent, and you're trying to swipe it out of its sheath while he wasn't looking.
You see a pink hand wrapped around.
wrapped around the
Your
shaft.
Soft pink hand wrapped around the hard handle of your sword.
I didn't use any of those adjectives. Y'all can
Supple
right up.
pink hand. I'll write that fanfiction.
Oh, no.
Oh my.
Who knows?
Y'all better have some fun in the Feywild now.
Who knows? I could be writing a whole bunch of stuff from Sebastian's point of view.
Anyways,
But Laura, what kind of fanfiction would you write for your character, huh?
I like how she almost did like a spit take for chicken sandwich.
What about Valora and Sebastian?
And who?
Sebastian. I can see it. Gives me a real Beast Boy Raven vibe.
Oh my god. That's perfect.
That's what that is, really.
That is what that is.
I need to write a thesis on inter-party fucking and why it's a bad.
I'll give you my waifu thesis that you can follow the proper formatting.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Okay, let's go.
Alright. You gather your bearings, orient yourselves in the what you believe to be the correct direction, and begin to take off. And it's not until after about an hour and a half or so of walking that you guys all hear giggling. Kind of
Children giggling.
light- And the voices do sound a bit. Who is coughing?
Shit.
Chillin'.
Oh. Maddie was talking to somebody off camera, so I thought it was like Henry right there just coughing into the microphone.
I am ill.
Ah, I am sorry.
I'm trying to get him to do the sound effect of children giggling.
Okay. But it sounds sounds somewhat like children. Yes, the voices are
Oh, hold on.
higher pitched and a bit airy. Don't do it.
Okay, that's the job, Henry. Good job. Good background noises.
Hee hee hee.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh my god.
So, you can hear it a little ways off. What would you like to do?
I draw my sword.
Okay.
Quiet.
Laura, you want to stealth up and see what's going on?
Sure.
Because
I'll go towards the creepy sounds.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
Very immersive. I don't know if that's gonna cut it.
Well, 32, you don't think?
SMH.
I don't know.
Bruh. Okay. You begin charging off towards the sound. And within about 5-10 minutes of sneaky breathing, you come across you get closer and the sound's becoming louder and louder as you approach. And you can hear actually what sounds like water. Splashing, giggling, laughter. As you get closer, you can see what appears to be kind of a small pond and a couple of little figures, nude, with little wings, almost like, all right, buddy.
Oh no, you're gonna get cursed. This happened in Greek mythology.
With wings that appear almost like butterflies. in the water, actively messing around, swimming, and splashing each.
Are they still giggling?
Yes, they appear to have not noticed Valora.
Alright, I'll return to the group.
Okay. You sneak
tell
your way
us?
back.
What was it? Was it kids?
Little fairy things, I think, splashing around.
Mm.
We could ask them for directions.
I don't know.
Right, Taz?
Best not to talk to naked children with wings. It can get you in trouble.
Well, I'll do it.
No, I don't. I
Show
just
me
don't
which way
think
they
it's a good. I'm not doing that. Besides, we don't need directions. We have a navigator.
Thank
Doing
you.
a fantastic job.
Uh-huh.
For an entire plane of existence, I've only been to like twice. I think I'm doing great.
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic.
I was.
Wow.
Savage.
No more fan fiction. It's off.
Good, that was the plan.
Damn.
What are you doing?
I'm going
What if
to.
it's like on their territory?
You can still hear the giggling.
I'm going to give them a wide berth.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we avoid them.
You give them a wide berth. Alright. Another survival check, please.
Hello.
Alrighty.
Killing.
Charging dead south. You guys travel for another. Oh, it's about 5 hours. Continuing on. You begin to pass by portions where the spruce and the pine actually begin to be intersparsed. There's a couple of other trees that are like
Interspersed.
bright, interspersed. Yeah, that's the word. With trees that are low, squat, still taller, still look like trees, but they're much different from kind of like the pine that you've been used to, all the brown bark and logs around. And as you get closer, you can hear, well, not hear, but see more and more. And as you begin walking further this direction, suddenly you're surrounded by these trees. You can see kind of these light, flowy leaves, bits of fern around. The grass almost seems to be kind of like that cool, like wispy, almost moss-like grass that's soft and blows easily in the wind, not like sort of the rigid green strands back in the material plane. And you can see on these trees fruit. And as you look a little further, you can see there's even small piles of what looks to be berries. The fruit you can see are kind of like these little like bundles or collections of almost like kiwi-like fruit. Small, almost like pear-shaped, with kind of like a brown skin that is like vaguely fuzzy.
Can I do like a knowledge nature to see if I would know what these fruits are?
Go ahead and roll your nature check. Alrighty. You gather, you've heard of these, and you've tasted them, but you've never seen them in the wild. These are apparently called screewies.
Ooh.
And it is because the fruit themselves make a sound, but you're not quite sure how.
Well, those are edible. So
Ooh, are they gummy?
yeah, pretty good.
I want to
You
eat
should,
one.
You should go eat one.
I try to eat one.
Okay. You approach the tree, and you go to grab one. And as you reach towards the cluster, and grab it, you pull it off from the rest. And as soon as you do, and kind of pull it towards you, you look as like little bits of the skin, kind of on either side, kind of open up a little bit, almost like it was folded.
Ew.
And suddenly a little face almost appears. Little tiny beady eyes and a small little mouth, and it looks at you and goes, "Ah!" And the little like flaps of skin that had peeled off appear to be almost like little arms and legs, and it starts squirming in your hand.
Oh my god, what do I do? Do I still eat it, Tess?
I'm just gonna start laughing really hard.
Sit it
Make it stop!
Jeez,
I said it.
pretty much.
Fucking hell.
I set it down.
You set it down. You set it down, and it starts running away on its two little legs.
Oh my god. Poor guy.
Epic prank.
Things actually eat these?
Epic gamer.
How do you eat something with a face? Like the
Chickens have
it's
faces.
fruit.
I eat that.
That's true.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
I
As
don't like
the
when they
little
scream.
As the little screewee runs away in its tiny little legs, screaming, going fainter and fainter, you suddenly hear screaming growing louder and louder. Except it's not like the screewee scream. Instead, it sounds like women. Suddenly you can hear laughter.
Uh-oh.
And as you guys both turn and look, you see figures. Two of them seem to suddenly bamf out of two nearby fruit trees or screewee trees. Humanoid figures made almost out of wood that kind of look back behind them, and you can see smoke beginning to rise in the distance. And one of them turns to look at you guys. Goes, "Please help us! The fawns, they're attacking!"
The fawns?
Aren't those?
Yes.
I turned to Taz and like, aren't those like what you?
And that's where we're going to take our break because the ribs are ready.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
So, yes, fawns. Though the rest of you are not familiar, Taz, you are fully aware of what fawns are. The debased, animalistic cousins of satyrs. Creatures more of autumn than they are of spring. For what some might attribute to satyrs as excess and perhaps a higher sex drive than other such creatures. Fawns are gluttonous and lustful and everything satyrs are and worse.
Degenerates. Basically furries in real life.
Indeed.
No. That's
But
trouble.
fawns are ecosexual. They're like, I will fuck a tree.
Well, they're trying to fuck some dryads right now, so
Oh no.
We must rescue them!
Time to protect.
the dryad in front of you, pleading for help. You can see smoke and you watch as a small trail of a couple of screewies runs screaming past. Ah! as they run past you and towards the pine and spruce behind.
This is the best one.
I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
Hell yeah, boy. Yeah.
We
Let's go. Redemption for the eels.
That's me.
Nice, guys. They all roll 0.
east.
6v1. I like these lines. Number 7. Aren't you glad we rested?
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you kidding? Oh my god, there were so many low rolls.
Excellent.
What's
think-
everyone's health? Max health this level?
My max health is 86.
55.
63.
What'd you say, Shaylin?
55.
Dang, you guys aren't that squishy anymore.
55.
You're 63.
Uh-huh.
Ophelia, what are you?
75.
Not bad, not bad.
Very sad that I'm not 69 anymore, but we're moving up
Nice.
the world.
Truly a tragedy of the highest order.
It is. The Jedi Order!
Execute Order 66. And then introduce 69.
Nice.
Nice. Ooh, is that wine?
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Ba, ooh, beep, bop, ooh, beep, bop, ooh, beep, bop, ooh.
Alrighty. Now I gotta number them all.
Damn, one beat me.
Plug it.
Should just take out a fork and knife and run at them and scream, "Thank you, Lord, for this meal I'm about to eat." Just fucking mind game them into running away.
I'd like to thank Octopath Traveler and Square Enix for sponsoring this episode.
Dude, the Kingdom Hearts battle music also 10 out of 10 slap.
True.
I still have to beat that. I paused in Arendelle, so.
Arendelle, that's where Anna and Elsa are from.
That's right.
Oh. We're down there.
Yeah.
I made
Started
another.
at the bottom now.
Maddie has cloned herself.
I invoke duplicity. How do you talk like?
I invoke duplicity.
Hey,
I realized that similarly, the Silver Dragon from the Vox Machina one-shot was basically just...
Nice.
What are you talking about?
On top of the turn order, guys.
The Vox Machina one shot that I did for Shaylin's birthday.
Silver Dragon Girl.
Yes. My ASMR Paladin boy.
Oh yeah.
That had to like fly
Oh,
up
yeah.
and save you from the flying broom.
Alrighty, Sebastian, it's your turn.
Is it?
What would you like to do? You're suddenly aware of several bodies in the orchard before you.
Not to play
you
DM
can
here,
make
Dad,
out-
but, Fawn number 6 rolled a 20.
Oh shit, he did. No, he already went. He just moved.
Oh,
It's
okay.
your turn.
Continue.
So, you can see the Dryad before you pleading for help, and you can see off in the distance, maybe 30, 40 feet back, you can see a figure, a creature, crept kind of low, a bit hunched, brisk fur out the back end with a broad forehead and horns very different from Taz's. And it seems to look at you guys and let out sort of a harsh bark to perhaps others in the orchard nearby. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna charge right in. Must protect. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45. And let's go ahead and clap this dude twice. Hopefully.
Roll your attacks. That hits. That hits.
Excellent. And then I'm going to chuck a dart at red.
How did you get over there?
45 speed.
You fast as fuck, boy.
And you can dash?
I didn't.
He didn't dash. He just went from like
I was the furthest left.
there and then there.
Took some diagonals. Dart.
Alrighty, do your dart, your
Damn.
darterino. The dart, thunk, hits the tree behind the fawn you threw it at, but the one you attack with the sword, shing shing, cuts right into it, and does indeed do damage. The creature kind of as you attack it. That is your turn. It is now fawn number 7. I'm missing a fawn. Oh, there it is. Oh, I lost track. There it is. He watches this one rushes forwards towards one of the fleeing dry. And as it does so, it lowers its horns pointed towards it.
Oh no.
And manages to land a blow against the dryad, sprawling her out into the grass. And it leaps on next. This guy is going to charge straight at you, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Okay, 12 to hit, doesn't.
You?
And a 23 to hit. So, it charges forwards, its head lowered, and you manage to turn it aside with your hand, and it spins about and whacks you with this massive club that it's carrying.
I will redirect that first time, though.
Redirect it to
the blue guy.
Alright. It doesn't automatically hit, does.
Let's see. Redirect
Does
attack.
it
When a
use the
creature
attack
misses you with a
roll?
melee attack roll, you can spend 1 key as a reaction to cause that attack to hit one creature of your choice, other than the attacker that you can see within 5 feet of you.
Alright then.
I kind of guide him in there.
So, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as he cracks you in the side of the kneecap with his club.
Ooh.
And for the ring. His buddy takes 12 points of damage from the ram, which you read. Valor, it's your turn.
Hurry!
Okay. Bonus action dash. I believe I can get there. And I'll attack this guy, the
He's
red
down
one.
there. Wasn't he?
What?
Wait, man, stop.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna attack this red one with my dagger.
Okay. You'll get sneak attack on that. That hits.
She rolled an 11. It's a 22.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh lord, he hurt.
Oh lord.
Dashing up, you take the dagger, spin it around once, and plunge it right into its back in between its shoulder blades right after Sebastian redirects it, and it strikes at him with a great.
I forgot to add the extra +2, so it's 31.
Noted. Taz, it's your turn.
Oops. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Then I'm going to cast a new spell. I'm going to cast Bane at 2nd level. So I'll do a little. I'll like stab my claws into my hand, get some blood drops, and flick them around in the air around me, and then 4 targets within 30 feet have to make charisma saves.
Alrighty.
Damn, just straight up takes away from attacks or saves.
And Bane's pretty good.
Did you put the spell into your sheet?
No, I don't have any of my spells converted over yet.
Okay.
I got you, fam.
So I have to look it up, SMH.
Just a charisma save.
Yep. So you said 4 targets within 30 feet?
Yeah, because I'm going to cast it at 2nd level.
Pog.
Pop, pop.
You know what that means? Stunning strike time.
The DC is 17, by the way.
Whew.
Now that we level 9.
Beyond's being.
Oh.
Why is D&D Beyond sucking so much dick right now? It's taking. Okay, so 17, so they all fail.
Okay. So negative D4. It's like the opposite of bless. So on saves
Yeah.
and to hit minus D4. And then I will do mantle
it's
for the
not.
party, so we all get temp HP. And if you want to
Gotcha.
move, I guess
So you all
Whitey-
you can all use your reaction to move right now as well.
Oh, snap.
Bitch. Yeah, I'll use my reaction to move down here next to Ophelia. Alright, that's my turn.
Ophelia, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Move over here. I guiding bolt. At that one.
Alright, are you getting bolting purple?
Yeah.
Alright. Roll your what's for the gunning bolt, is it an attack?
Yeah.
18 hits?
Woohoo! Da, da, da. Get up. 13
Alright, 13
damage.
Focusing on your quarterstaff once again, the lights, divine, green and gold collecting to its tip. You jut it out forwards and it fires the beam, striking the fawn in the back as it roars out in pain, its skin being singed. Fawn priest right there. Is going to run to Sebastian.
Approach.
Alrighty, and it's going to touch you. You feel a hand on your shoulder, Sebastian. I need you to make a charisma save.
My god, what's happening?
You feel suddenly this presence begin to creep in at the corners of your mind. But as you kind of flinch at the feeling, unfamiliar touch coming from behind, you jerk away and manage to resist whatever it is that this fawn had just attempted on you. And
Charm person.
should be good. Let's see if you trying to make sure if you're immune or not to the. Okay, you are indeed immune to this.
Hey.
Blue boy. Alright.
Oh, I could have flexed something. I just got a level 9 when we were at the river. I just forgot. Damn. Continue.
Let's see. He too is going to touch. I need you to make another charisma save.
Uh-oh.
Alright, Sebastian. You are now charmed by the fawn. The fawn looks at you, and you feel that presence come in, and though you just warded off one, you feel another one that's inviting, familiar, almost like a dark passenger from before the old glory days. Back when all you had to worry about was getting the next meal, spending time with your friends aboard the ship back in Primalia's Forsaken. The fawn looks at you, goes, indulge. And you feel compelled to open up your flask and drink. Alright, Fawn number 4's turn.
Degenerate.
Keep forgetting to
God,
count by
there's so
5.
many of them.
Alright. I believe, yeah. I assume a 20 hits 10 and an 11 misses. Alrighty.
It's who?
You, Taz.
Oh yeah. AC 13.
A javelin catches you
Ow.
in the shoulder. You take
What
6
the
points of piercing. And the other one flies past, penetrating into the bark of the tree, or the trunk right behind.
No.
Farms.
doesn't even break my shield. Damn.
The hell you got?
Sebastian, it is your turn, but you know what? The fawn's right. You've been sober for far too long. It's time to indulge you. You
Actually,
screw open your flask.
I don't. I
Do you have
recognize
immunity
this.
to being charmed?
I recognize this outside force and take a look at the flask on my belt, and I say, no, as I use the stillness of my mind from my monk training, and take my action to end being charmed.
Hmm.
And then I look him in the face, and I say, fuck you. And I'm gonna punch him twice with a flurry of blows.
Alrighty, go for it.
Absolute
The
mad
one you're
lad.
punching is blue.
Well, you use one of your actions too.
Yeah, you have your second attack.
Yep. Well, I only have, it's an attack action, so I would get an extra attack if I took a normal attack action. But with flurry of
Right.
blows, I get 2 unarmed as a bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So,
So this is technically my bonus action.
right. Fist. First one misses, second one lands.
He's gonna need to
And
make a con save. As I stun him.
With a negative D4.
Oh.
The synergy, the combos. It's
the
overwhelming.
debuff.
12 minus 4, so 8.
That is a fail. No one changes my mind but me.
He got back pains now. Alrighty, you have movement.
Nope, I'm gonna stay right here and protect.
Alrighty, does a 14 hit Ophelia?
Nope.
My
Alrighty, 2 javelins, whoosh, whoosh, go by. You're safe, but for how long? Numero 6? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 de Mayo. That's 5. I know my Spanish.
German.
He's going to grab this dryad and drag her along. Fawn 1 is going to turn on Valor.
Who's gonna bring me more wine?
He's going to use...
Put the Bacardi away. Hide the rum.
Mason? believe. And it wasn't Mason. I don't think you were there.
No,
Were you there?
Yeah, I was the one that hid the rum.
Okay.
Okay, does a... Shoot, I have to subtract a 4 from these. Does a 15 hits Valora?
No.
Alright.
It's a D4 also.
Oh, D4, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, not. Don't want to be too powerful.
Okay, does a 16 hit Valora?
Yeah.
Alright.
Dang
A
it.
ram. Almost. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as he kind of turns to look at you, rears his head back, and just right in the face. You kind of stumble back a bit, your nose kind of crooked slightly and blood gushing out of the nostrils. I need you to make a strength save.
That could be problematic. Oof.
You are knocked prone.
Okay.
I don't know what to do for prone. We'll just we'll do a spider. Yeah. Alrighty. Laura, it's your turn. How lucky?
Okay, I'm gonna get up.
Uh-huh. That's half your movement.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to stab him.
Go for it. Does not land.
I don't think it would. Okay, I'll use my bonus action and my non-magic dagger to try to stab him again.
Alright.
Hey.
That hits. Oh shit.
Like
Alright. You take the dagger and you swipe with the first one, which he dodges out of the way, but the second one comes and catches him right under the chin, goes through the roof of the mouth, and ends his life.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Get him.
Okay, then can I use the rest of my movement to move up here?
Yeah, because you should
Alrighty.
be good. Nice.
That's Floor's turn. Taz, it's your turn.
No one's really too hurt yet, right?
Alright.
Cool. We'll move over this way. I'll viciously mock the orange dot guy. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Witcher.
Cast spell.
Nice.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
right, dude. It does all the work for you. It's great. All right, wisdom save. You said orange dude?
Yeah. He was the one who threw the javelin, right?
Yep.
Be like,
7 points of psychic.
Couldn't even pierce my shield, you de-evolved amateur. I am the superior being. Away, fairy. 7 damage. Pew. And disadvantage on next attack.
Alright.
And then I will inspire Laura.
What do you
Don't
do?
call me
What do you say?
I'll say that song, it's like you fall down, but you get up again.
I get knocked
Back
down.
down.
Did I get up again?
That song. I'm gonna start playing that song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Valora, you're inspired. Don't forget it.
How much is that?
I'm
What?
checking.
It should be like a D8.
I might have upgraded, but
Ophelia, it's your turn.
Woohoo!
yeah, it's a D8. One more level, then it's a D10.
Okay. I get real angry with holy vengeance. And
Understandable.
I'm going to flame strike. Yes. The
Oh,
two
shit.
standing right there next to each other. So they gotta make a dex save.
Oh shit.
Ho 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 ho.
One succeeds and one fails.
Okay. So let's look at these numbers. 18 fire and 13 radiant.
Hoo-wee. So 31 points in total of damage. Halved. So one takes 15 and one takes the full 30. You divine energy lash out, and you watch as thin as paper goes out between them, and suddenly pillar of light and fire drops down on the two. Alrighty.
Hell yeah.
Fawn numero trace. Frustrated, turns to Sebastian and is gonna go for his. And fails both.
And he's going to end up hitting his friend as I redirect yet another attack.
Which one?
Let's go with the first one. If both miss, then the second one doesn't make a difference. It's a attack.
It depends, because the attacks have different effects.
Oh, alright. Let's go the second. We'll say the second.
Alright. Alrighty. 11 points of bludgeoning damage to his buddy. Who is now going to attack. 22 and a 16 to hit.
22 hits.
Oh, minus. How long does Bane last?
1 minute, or until they break my concentration.
So
Did you
basically
stun
the whole
any of
fight.
them?
Oh, I did stun Blue Boy.
Right, you stunned the blue boy, that's right. Okay, then he's still stunned, never mind.
Big McThankies from McSpankies.
Fawn 4, watches you go, Taz, and still rearing from the psychological attack to his ego, is going to charge right after you. Okay, so an 11.
Nah.
And another 11.
Not even close, baby.
Both attacks miss. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Alrighty, the less singed of the two, Ophelia is gonna come right for you.
Miss.
And not land a single thing. Alright,
Doing great.
Sebastian.
I think I'm gonna flurry of blows and split it between the two. The first two will be on blue. So advantage, I think. He's stunned.
The Dryads should be running it.
It's true. I was just considering that. I was like, man, you guys are very still. I know you're trees, but come on.
Woo! Who are you flurry of blowsing? Who are you blowing? Furiously.
I'm splitting them, so the first two are for blue, and the second two are for green.
Alrighty. The first two eliminates blue, and the last two do not land on green. So, wary of your attacks, after having watched his friend be killed, the green nimbly manages to redirect your fists away from him. Fawn 7's turn. The more singed of the two is going to come up on you, Ophelia. And with flanking now at advantage, is going to make its attack. So 14 does not hit, right? And an 18.
Ah, the 18 hits.
Get out of there, Maddie.
A rolled shit for damage, so 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you find yourself surrounded by two fawns, and so you manage to dodge their attacks. One swings by with its great club, and you manage to bring an arm up, and it cracks against it, and you're pretty sure your arm is close to broken from the.
Oh, ew.
Ouchie.
Fawn number 5. Fawn is dead. So is Fawn 2. Alrighty, Valor, it's your turn.
I will try to stab him.
Go forward. Well, you can, technically that's, no, that's not flanking. No, I don't think, well, I guess flanking counts diagonally. Or it doesn't, I don't remember. It lands though, so, I mean. And you get sneak attack, because, teammate is within 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You got another KO.
Woo.
That's 2 bodies for Valora. Alrighty. Taz, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna mantle yet again.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my reaction to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get out of there, Matt, if you want to. Maddie!
What's the question? What?
I said you can get out if you want to.
Oh.
I mantled. Send in the mobile attack force.
Release the
I
bolt.
wanted to be near them so I can inflict wounds.
I just didn't know if you wanted to like not be flanked and stuff. And then I'll mock Mr. Orange again. Be like, couldn't even hit me that time. Pathetic.
I love how the ones that you guys are fighting are all dead and I'm still over here just like...
Cast spell.
Oh no.
Oh, 4 damage.
You
that
got a
time.
nat 1, so
4 damage.
4 damage.
And his ego
Disadvantage.
crippled.
Indeed.
Feels real bad about himself.
I'll move a little more. Just over this way. Okay.
Okay, is the one in front of me the one who got burned really bad? Purple boy?
No, that's the yellow.
Yeah. Just let it. Inflict wounds.
Alright, roll your attack.
Oh.
Misses, unfortunately.
My spell! My
Yeah.
spell doesn't work. I hate this game. I'm never playing D&D. I hate it.
Understandable.
What the?
Soon you will know your pain when you play a monk and miss all 4 hits on Flurry of Blows.
At least you get 4 hits.
Wait, I can't disengage from him.
No.
I am just here then, failing. This was fun. Who's
3 is dead. Four, it's kind of... Still, his feelings hurt. His ego crushed. He's gonna turn and then look between you and the people that just killed some of his buddies and the dryad that's currently trying to run away and decides to go for the easier prey.
Bastard. Now I'm gonna have
Hopefully
to kick
the-
your ass.
Hopefully the disadvantage gets him. Oh yeah.
He does clobber her with the great club though.
Oof.
The 15 hit, Ophelia.
yeah?
8 points of bludgeoning damage as he crack gets you in the back of the head with a headbutt. I need you to make a strength save, please. Meets it, beats it. You managed to right yourself and not topple over from the blow. And then 24 to hit. Five points of bludgeoning damage as he follows up with another crack with the great club. Sebastian, it's your turn. You see one scamper away towards the dryad, and 2 others begin ganging up on them. Both women get clobbered with great clubs. Your white knight is beginning to kick in. What do you do?
One's defenseless. The decisions. I'm gonna turn and look at Blur. I'm like, bloody shoot that one. And run into Sabophilia. Just like screaming as I raise my sword.
Alrighty, go for it. Who you attacking?
And split it.
First attack lands, second one does not, but your two fists do land.
Alright, and I'm gonna need both of them to make con saves.
Can you do it more than once per turn?
I believe it's per strike if I do it on 2 different targets.
Yeah, you can use as much as you want. It just costs 1 key each time.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So much key at 9th level.
Unstoppable!
That's pretty good.
Unstoppable indeed, as they both get 18.
Oh,
Piss. Now I'll
Alrighty.
still push the shit in. I might need to do something.
On 7th turn, going to. Ophelia, you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh.
I need you to make another strength save.
Why are they coming after me, bro?
You flame strike them.
You not only hit them with fire, you hit them with God.
True. You succeed easy. And the Great Club comes down. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
My head is bleeding.
Your head is bleeding. It's starting to come down over your eyes.
hell yeah.
If only we had haste. I'd be unstoppable.
Laura, it's your turn.
Try and invest in that later. Swap out my less good spells.
Okay.
I don't think I get haste actually. Surprising.
I'll try to shoot this orange one over here to the left.
Alrighty, go for it. Hope you don't roll on that one.
That would be
Stop trying to cheat.
unfortunate. Why did you say that?
Oh,
What
no.
the actual?
Roll damage.
Oh, bro.
Do I get sneak attack?
No,
That
'cause
was crazy.
No.
I'm not within 5 feet, and it's not the top of the order.
That is such a weird.
Well,
He's got evil too.
the ally, but that's okay.
He uses DM hacks.
That's awkward.
DM hats.
8 points. How much HP does it?
Come on, she got more health than that.
A commoner has more health than that.
Yeah, but wasn't she attacked?
do?
She's fine. Okay, everything's fine.
Anyways. 11 HP. You fire at the fawn currently attacking, and you watch as the arrow soars past it and embeds itself into the shoulder of the dryad instead.
Hmm.
Taz, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna move back here. This one. Gonna rebane. I bane again.
Alrighty.
So at first level I cast it.
And it's a charisma save. 2 succeed and 1 fail.
Cool. And then I will. Let me check mantle real quick. I think I can mantle though.
How many bardic
creatures equal my
inspirations
charisma
do you
modifier.
have?
I have 5 total, so I've used 2 so far today for this one. So I'm gonna mantle again, but I'm gonna target the 2 dryads because I can target any creature.
Okay.
So I will let them.
This one had gone into her tree, just as
Okay.
a heads up. But that one, yeah, you can mantle.
Okay, so I'll just mantle all of us again because I get 5 total targets.
Alrighty.
So she can move if she wants to. Like, get the fuck out! Cool.
Alright, and you guys can move as well if you haven't. I know Ophelia has.
Won't set myself up flanked. I am the one.
Truly Trump's champion. Ophelia, it's your turn.
Okay.
Stop.
Guiding bolt, the purple one at 3rd level.
Alright.
He's hit.
Yes, he is. Roll damage.
Yay!
Holy shit. Beam right through the head. He watches it right through the eye, takes out like a big chunk of it, just a singed hole right there, and you can see the tree on the other side of its head.
Also with the hole
Boom.
through it.
Dead.
Just gonna flinch over my shoulder and look at God.
6 is dead, Zo. Alright. Fawn 4. The more singed of the two is now the less singed of the two, and he's gonna bolt. He's gonna use his action to disengage. He's gonna
That will
run.
promote an opportunity of attack, methinks.
Not if he uses his action to disengage.
Bitch.
And he's out of there.
Why don't you have sense at all, Mason?
I
What's
should
wrong
get
with
something,
you?
honestly.
Yeah, idiot.
Dum dum.
Sebastian, it's your turn.
That guy's like totally gone, yeah?
Oh yeah, he's gone. They have like 40 movement speed, so he's yeeted out. Like he's
I have
disengaged and
45.
dashed. You could catch him, but there is 2 that are still here. So
2?
yeah, scroll up, bro.
Ah, yes.
I've been
And
down here
I-
while Dryad's been having 4C fun.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Luckily, I have 1 key left, so I'm going to Step of the Wind. Zero. Buenos dias, beach. It's just bound through the trees.
Alrighty. You speak for the trees, and the trees say. Both attacks land, and they do the damage. He's still standing, but he is also letting go of the Dryad. He's also no longer standing because that got recast. Alrighty.
Did Purple get hit with a guiding bolt earlier?
This one, no, it was a
Oh, it was the
More
other
like
one. Okay.
It's more like a fuchsia.
I'll say, because if the one of those attacks had advantage, that'd be a big crit.
7 has fucked off.
We save the forest. I turn around and my guiding bolt is like lit the forest on fire.
That was your flame strike.
Yeah, my flame trick.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
The ram does not land, but the great club does.
I think I give
On
a shit.
who?
Ram range.
On me, the only one in striking distance.
And he rolls like shit.
Haha.
7 points of damage from the great club as it lands right on your shoulder. You catch the brunt of it, unable to react in time, and you feel and hear a slight crunch from the blow. Valora, it's your turn.
I'll try to shoot this one, the orange one that's across from me.
Oh yeah, she goes in retreat. She moved at the end of the order. Yeah, this guy's still there. What do?
I try to shoot him.
You succeed. Do the damn move, please. Just normal damage, no sneak attack.
Oh no.
8.
Okay.
8 points of piercing damage. Land kind of into him now that he's facing you. Sticking out of his shoulder, he seems fairly unfazed by it. Taz, is your turn.
I'm gonna mock the orange one again.
You're like
Sit down,
determined
bitch.
to kill him.
Sit down, bitch.
With a vicious mockery, aren't you?
Sit down.
I am.
Be humble.
I'll mock you to death. 2 damage to the mid.
He's been viciously mocked, but he still stands.
Oh my god.
I'll head up.
Oh,
I'll head up northways.
unless you, yep.
Nah, he's fine. Yeah, that's it.
Ophelia, it's your. You see a singe mark on one of the trees from the guiding bolts, and another like scorched perfect circle where you drop the flame streak. You watch as 2 more screewees run screaming past. Ah!
Oh my god.
Going back the way you guys came.
Wait, so is this the orange one alive?
He is.
Okay.
He looks fairly beat up, but he's still alive.
Not for love.
Oh, no.
Putting the harm in pharmacist.
I'm a harvest. Well, I'm gonna just do what I do best. Guiding bolts.
Come on to older men.
If it wasn't you, it was gonna be me. 24 land.
11 damage.
Alrighty.
Do he
Another smoldering corpse.
die? Yes.
Ophelia's racking up the body count, and not the kind we normally think of.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Sebastian, it's your turn.
Alright. I am tapped for key, so monk shenanigans have just devolved into straight slugfest. Woo! Let's go!
How you want to do it to him?
As he goes to like reel back his club, I'm gonna reverse the grip on my sword and just twice in the chest and then cross him with my left hand.
Oh.
Alrighty. twice in the chest. You stab him with the sword. The sword of Deus, shortened for use, glistening with the dark reddish blood of Fawn. You finish him off with a single punch to the face, cracking and breaking the jaw, and it quickly succumbs to the wounds, falling and breathing its.
Nice work, everybody. Let's get those sick heals up in here.
Short.
Actually, you guys probably need it more than me.
Mass healing word. No. No.
Prayer of healing.
Huh?
Okay, that's prepared.
No, I never prepare stupid shit like that.
Oh, okay. Waste your thoughts. It's fine.
I'm just kidding. Sorry. Okay, who wants to cure wounds? Anybody? 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 No? Okay, mass healing word.
No one wants your trash.
Nobody wants
I
your
hate-
trash heals.
I hate
I think
all
I'm out of range, actually.
Well, we're out of combat. Everybody get over
You're
here.
out of combat. You can get
Oh, yeah.
move your tokens, you lazy assholes.
Mom, I did it. I killed a goat man.
Looks at
Nice.
Taz. Looks
The
away.
other goat man.
But, whatever.
Getting all my spells in 1 sec. My last one.
Oh yeah, I heal myself
Sebastian,
when I cast heal.
before you return to your party, the Dryad does indeed nod to you in thanks, and you watch as she walks to the tree, touches the trunk with a hand, and simply melds in.
Wait, before you go, give us directions, please.
She's talking about the one up here, I think.
You see no Dryads, but you do see a couple of Screewies running by.
Where are they going? Which way? Are they all going in one way?
The way you guys came, away from where the fawns.
By the way, everyone gets 13 health.
So, the battle completes. The fawns defeated, all but one killed. The other had ran away while it could still keep its. You guys take a moment to look around and survey the damage. You can see trees, a couple hacked and broken, a little bit of smoke, just a small column of smoke off in the distance. You can hear the crackle of the fire. Piles of berries here and there, some of them intact, others kind of scattered. Clearly they've been devoured by the fawns. You even see a single body of one Dryad off to the side. Clearly she succumbed to the wounds she received from the fawn.
No! Does anyone have a diamond?
Must have left it in my. Whoops. Must have left it in my other pants.
Dude, in the alternate universe, you guys have a diamond?
True.
Shut up!
We have lots of diamonds.
You bitch.
Yeah, you do in the alternate universe.
Ha 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 ha. So really, Ian, it's your choices that killed this Dryad.
Don't pin this on me. This is the world. You think the world is a pretty place? You think you just prance around and have fun all the time?
Things happen.
You think it's just taverns and fucking old guys? Well, no, you're wrong. People die.
Greedy
Bunch of
bitch.
jiggery pokery? No.
Oh my
Don't pin this on me.
God.
I am what you made me.
Stop.
Alrighty, so what do you guys do?
Wow, this place isn't all rainbows and sparkles. That was really scary.
I look at you with my cold, dead eyes. This place It was molded by it.
Oh. Just look at Tess uncomfortable. What happened to you? What happened to you, child?
So south then.
Yep.
All right. You guys begin heading southwards, through the orchard. The way originally you were headed, where the fawns were coming. As you do so, the orchard continues, and you are made privy to even more and more of the destruction that some of the fawns had wrought. You can catch in the distance figures scampering away. Ones that likely had, perhaps, been in another part of this massive orchard, causing whatever destruction they could gleefully. But since 7 of their fellows or 6 of their fellows had been killed, and the others that are aware began to run and make their way and kind of give you all a wide berth as you begin making your way towards the center and beyond of the orchard.
Yeah, that's right.
As you continue going, you can see a large structure in the distance. A very large home, it appears. You can see it kind of looming off a ways, but before you can get close enough to pick out any details, you can hear a voice. You there! You! What did you do?
Who that?
Who goes there?
You look and you can see a fellow with kind of long shoulder length, kind of dark hair, sort of a bit of a pale complexion, eyes bright with kind of yellow irises, immaculately dressed, almost like a suit, but if the suit was sequined with sparkles and made out of velvet, and he's approaching you all furiously. He's got this angry expression on his face. You can just make out pointed ears on either side of his head. Did you have something to do with this? What have you done to my orchard?
Yeah, we just got here, man.
You're gonna want to slow down.
Slow down? I have to harvest these. Look at this. What happened to my poor... Oh, my poor squealies. And he kind of like bends down as one kind of runs by and... Ah! And he grabs it as it like runs by. He kind of just like holds it. You hear like a... Ah! As he like pushes the face towards his chest and just kind of like strokes it, muffling the like little scream of the fruit.
Well, your orchard was invaded by some fawns. They were just there killing things and stuff.
Fawns? Have you any proof?
There's dead bodies over there.
I'll like hold out my sword, still covered in fawn blood. Be like, smell it if you like.
You could have gotten that blood from anywhere.
I could get blood from anywhere. I look at him suggestively.
Roll intimidation.
I'll cut you, bitch.
Oh my, savage mortals. Alright. Look, I don't want any trouble. I just want you out of my orchard.
I sheathe my sword. Like, looking for Winter. Mulberry.
What? Excuse me. You're trying to find Winter. And who is... What is Mulberry? What do you mean?
Beats me who Mulberry is, but I am trying to find Winter. We are trying to find Winter.
You see that house, as he jerks a thumb back at the manor behind him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine. Walk towards it, walk around it, and then keep walking from that direction, and you'll find Winter eventually.
Thank you, that's so
Do you
helpful.
have anything to repay us for saving your orchard?
Repay you?
Or you did
You're the
quite a
ones
lot.
that trespassed. For all I know, you might even be responsible for the fawns. Why should I reward you with anything?
Well, to make it hungry on our journey around your house, would be a shame if we ate a few of those creatures. I point to the
Ugh.
screaming thing against his chest.
You didn't happen to eat any of my screewies, did you?
No. Far too loud.
Big persuasion check.
Give me the fucking money.
We need diamonds.
Ooh, some high charisma right now. We're badass.
Yeah, that's my expertise coming into play when I roll a sub 10.
That was a sub 10.
That was a
Fuck
7.
you. God damn.
I guess
Experts on
Jesus.
shit.
Geraldo Christ.
This is 7.
And stares at you for what appears to be an almost intense minute before
What? I
he
know
lets
you-
up.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry.
And fine, I believe. And you say you fought off these creatures?
Killed at least a dozen.
Yep.
At least a handful.
Handful, I believe.
6-ish. Or more
Look,
like-
your aid, though unasked for, is welcome. It is appreciated. Now, go on, be on your way before you make a mess of things.
Yes, a mess of things.
I already have a mess to clean up. You know how long it's going to take me to console these poor dryads.
Could be a while.
Yes,
Oh.
it could be
They
years.
were rather shaken.
Indeed, I don't blame them. I don't think you've ever, well, I suppose you might know a thing or two about fawn, but the others don't really have a frame of reference.
Sorry what happened to your forest. We'll go now.
Please, be on your way.
Okay. What's your name, by the way? Are you sure you don't know
Gwenice.
Mulberry? Sorry.
I heard of Mulberry.
Is she super dangerous and powerful?
Well, I mean, do you know anything about hags?
They
My
work
experience,
together.
they fly.
They work together with their friends.
Ha! Friends. Yeah, sure. That's what they call each other. Friends. No. They hate everything but themselves. They hate everything beautiful, including myself. And that's terrible enough as it is.
Oh,
What?
no.
They're dangerous. They're conceited.
They probably hate your really beautiful coat, too.
They do. It's true.
That's
There's,
a very
uh,
nice jacket.
There's one at the court of the Pumpkin King. For whatever reason, I don't know, they get hired out sometimes. She made such awful comments about my suit.
What did she say? Oh my god.
That it looked like a glittery chicken just clucking about with my sweet and soft velvet and my wonderful sequin. Can you believe it? I shine like dragon scales.
She's incredibly jealous, and that makes her
Dragon shit.
ugly.
I agree. She's totally jealous. You know, Pink One, you're not so bad. Are you sure you don't want to stay around the orchard?
Hey guys! We can sleep here. You know, I'm actually very tired. Can't you see all these injuries that I've sustained? I'm at like half health, so.
You what?
I'm at half health.
You didn't heal yourself?
Just a little.
Oh, you do look a little beat up. I assume it was the fawns.
Yes, they were very scary.
Well, I suppose cleanup could wait a little bit.
Can we sleep in your mansion? Sleepover?
He seems like really pained by the prospect, but he seems to be weighing his options for a moment and... Fine.
Yes.
But only for a little bit. You only get to sleep there once, and if you take a nap, then that's it. I'm kicking you out. I don't care if the rest of your friends haven't fallen asleep.
Wait, so we can't sleep?
No, you can sleep just once, but if you take a nap and you wake up, I'm kicking you out.
I was okay. Strange.
He's saying, if you fall asleep before everybody else does, even if they haven't fallen asleep, he's gonna kick you out right after you fall asleep.
Just her?
No, anybody. You only get to sleep there once, is what he's saying.
Oh, and then we'll kick just you out.
Yeah, he'll kick you out once you wake up from sleep.
Oh, I see.
But
Okay.
if we never sleep, we never leave.
That is
I'll
detrimental
make
to
you
what we're saying.
End of the campaign.
You mortals can only last so long before you have to sleep. Ugh, must be terrible. Can
You
you
don't
imagine
sleep?
it? Just nothing for like 6 or 7 hours of the day.
Well, there's not nothing. We have dreams. It's like
Dreams.
whole worlds and stories in your mind when you're sleeping, and the time passes instantly. It's like your own mini Feywild.
Sure, whatever you say, Pink. They call us she. Insane, please. And he kind of turns around, begins walking away towards his mansion.
This guy's cool.
If we have to leave once we wake up, that means we can't take watches.
Well, I'll take watch. I don't really need to rest all that much. I can meditate for 30 minutes and be set.
Gwenice is his name. I had said it, but I didn't think anybody caught it.
Goonies. Oh, it says, I'm gonna go inside his house.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
And, as you guys follow him, he opens the door and doesn't even wait for you guys to come in, and just kind of goes about whatever he was doing prior. As you all begin to enter, he kind of turns and looks over his shoulder, sees you all there, and just kind of sighs. I invoke the rights of hospitality, blah 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 blah. You're welcome. Alright. Try not to clean out the pantry with your grubby little hands, and please keep your unclean bottoms from any of my furniture.
Wait a second. What was this?
That's
This,
not very hospitable.
What's with this?
I'm letting you sleep in my home once. That's pretty hospitable.
Wait, what's the rights of hospitality?
We can't attack him, and he can't attack us.
So can
Something
we walk?
along those lines.
Can we walk to someone else's house and say that, and then they can't attack us?
No.
What?
They have to be
No.
offered.
Damn it!
But we can have some food.
Oh, I mean, yes, you can eat food, I suppose. I'd rather if you didn't. Eat your own. Probably tastes better to you anyways. I don't know, I have no idea what mortal palates are like. Imagine they're
only eat
undeveloped
other
and the
mortals.
most greasy and plain of foods probably taste scrumptious.
You wanna try some of my soup?
Screewies are pretty scrumptious to us.
Screwies? Oh, it's good. I thought you said you didn't eat any of my screwies.
Your screewies, I've had them.
Oh. Well, you are from here. I do imagine you've probably tasted some food. Where are you originally from, Satyr?
Oh, I spent most of my time in the Glimmer something?
Glitter Spire.
Glitter Spire. I'm confused by Crit Roll where it's like Shimmer Ward.
Yeah.
He picks
Oh,
it
right,
in
yeah.
head.
Understandable.
Glitter Spire, but typically more of a Summer Soul myself. A little far from home.
Oh, I see. A bard. Perhaps you can make yourself useful company and sing a song or something. Well, the rest of you, I suppose I could spare one screwy. It'd be my duty as a host to at least feed you one. He kind of takes the one that he was like holding to his chest, and once he pulls it away, you can hear it go ah! Still, and he sets it down on the counter in like his kitchen, and just takes out a knife from a drawer and just ah! chops it up. Well, help yourselves. And just kind of
Screamy
wipes
fripple.
the blade off on a towel and puts it back into the in the drawer and just leaves it there on the counter and slices.
I'll refrain. Thank you.
I want to try it. Does it taste good?
It tastes really quite a nice fruit. A tad muted in flavor, but sweet and savory and quite juicy. You imagine it was probably and was once alive and kicking. The sweet flavor is reminiscent of kiwis, but with more sweetness to it than tang. And the meat is like a red more than it is.
I like it.
However, after one bite of the slice, you realize that the kind of the skin, sort of the bristles on it, is indeed more like fur than it is anything else. You just kind of and kind of wipe it off, and you make sure to peel the rest of the slice before you finish it off.
This is so yummy.
Oh, I'm not surprised. My screwies are the best in the area.
You normally have fawn problems? Is that like a thing around here?
It's a hazard of being near autumn. I mean, it's... Fawns are supposed to be kept in check, but, you know, not everybody does their job. Vavnok, as of late, has been partying up and, well, you know, it's to be expected of him. Revelry and whatnot is the season, I suppose. But,
Is
you
that
know...
the Pumpkin King? No, who's Vavnok?
Vavnok? Oh, Vavnok's a bonfire king. He lives in the local area. You know, to be quite honest, he would probably know more about Madame Mulberry. I care not to dirty myself for the business of hags. They're all ugly, and I try to stay away from ugly things. Like this one, as he points to Sebastian.
I'm just gonna be standing there against the wall, my arms crossed, just like
What?
affronted.
Oh my god, he is not ugly.
So
That was
they knew I
very
was here
rude.
because I handed
Thank
you
you,
a sandwich,
Rafael.
right? Try this.
Have you seen his face? He's got a crooked nose and a bunch of scars.
They're dashing, you asshole.
You and I have very different opinions of what dashing means, Fred.
I think he's flirting with you.
Oh my.
What were they just waving in your face, Shaylin?
Wine.
Oh my god, that reminds me.
My father.
Comes back with like 2 bottles.
Hide the room. Like, I was being on my best behavior. I only intimidated him when I thought he was a threat, and then I've been a good boy inside, and then it's just like, fuck this ugly dick.
I have to have standards, alright? I've already violated a few by letting you all into my...
Just gonna march upstairs to meditate for 30 minutes.
If you take a nap, I'll know!
I'm not napping, I'm meditating.
So, I'm curious. What are you all doing in the Feywild?
Looking for mulberry.
Looking for mulberry.
A friend of mine has come into her servitude, and I wish to end.
In the servitude of mulberry.
Yes.
Oh dear, and you're what? Trying to join her?
I'll free her, but
oh, oh, that's hilarious. No, seriously, what are you trying to do in the Feywild?
well, my plans might change if you keep up this rude behavior. As stated.
Rude? Friend, I've let you into my home. I've fed you dinner.
Mhm.
And I'm letting you sleep here, in my house, on my carpet.
How generous.
Indeed, very generous. I didn't have to do any of that. Look, I'm trying to be frank with you, which, as you know, is something I have to do, but it's also very difficult. The Mulberry is someone that you don't cross. Really, I'd highly recommend you just don't cross any hag. Especially when you're, mortals like yourself. For myself, a vassal and a she, it's not that big of a deal. But, Mulberry, perhaps
it's our
not.
first hag. We've dealt with beer hags.
Beer hags, right, well.
Sure,
They're cold-hearted bitches, but...
Well, what kind of hag is she?
She's a hag. One that sort of stands head and shoulder above all the rest.
Hag queen?
No, I think someone else has that title. I don't know as if that even is a title people use. I mean, nobody wants to be called Queen of Hags. That just makes you sound like you're the ugliest crone around.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing. Well, what's so scary about her then?
She knows things. She knows a lot of things. It's kind of her business.
Hopefully she doesn't know I was scrying on her, on slave.
Oh, you scried on one of her. I assume you scried on your friend you're trying to save from her servitude? Well,
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if she didn't know that you scried.
Oops! Well, we can still get the element of surprise. Somehow, right?
Perhaps, if you're clever enough.
I think if we just talk to her, we've acquired much on our travels. Surely I can exchange something for my friend.
The secret that she doesn't know. Can't say that anybody's, tried that, but, well, there's a reason for that. Oh, well. You're trying to find Mulberry. Best of luck. I feel like I've done my part as host. If you have further questions, keep them to yourself. Save them for that. He kind of turns and makes his way down to a hallway and into presumably his bedroom and closes the door. What
So
are you
should
guys
we
doing?
find Vavnock tomorrow, you guys? Go look for him? Or just not even worry about it and keep going to winter?
Well, today we've. I mean, is it resting time, or like, don't we still have time in the day? Or has it been a while since we rested?
I mean, like, day and night don't exist, but it's
just like
still
time-ish wise.
right. It was. You traveled about, I'd say, 6 hours or so since you woke up and came to the orchard, and then you guys had the encounter with the fawn.
I would say it's rest time.
Get those spell slots back.
Yeah. I think it would do us good to learn as much as we can about this hag.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Wait,
So,
what is it?
Vavnock, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I like bonfires.
Perhaps we can talk more with our host in the morning about where Vavnock is, and maybe we could bring him some screewies or whatever. If he is a vassal of his, perhaps he'd want us to do something.
Alrighty.
Before we rest, though, I need to have a chat with everyone.
Oh. Okay, we're listening.
Those
Up
are
the stairs.
What? Sebastian! Get down here.
I had to meditate.
Well, once you're done.
Sebastian, get your butt down here this minute, young man.
Oh. Once I finish meditating, I'll come back.
What did you want to tell us?
Is our host still here, like in the room with us?
Since you guys have gathered, he hasn't left his room, as far as you know.
I just have some concerns about the deal that I made to get out of the Feywild the first time. I said we'd trade bodies, right? For a minute.
You said that you would give 1 minute of your life.
Right. But
that was the deal.
So you could just take a minute, off of your life.
I thought he meant, like, he was saying that he wanted to, like, switch places. I thought he said that.
That's not what he said. He said 1 minute of your life in exchange for what you were wanting.
Alright, then I have less concerns, actually.
I'm concerned about him, point to Taz, because he made the same deal, but for an hour.
That's true.
I mean, I still have concerns, but I thought he meant switch places, so I actually have less concerns.
Wasn't it like an hour when your friends need you most or something? I thought that was in there.
God.
It was an hour of your life.
Oh.
Basically, same terms as Valora, but different time.
Yeah, I don't see what's so wrong with that.
I'm not that quite scared of death, so, that's why I was willing to make the deal, but you went offered an hour, first of all. Absolutely apeshit. And then you offered a minute, so...
Well,
it's
anyways...
not like I offer a year.
Well, I was just
Old and
concerned
decrepit,
about, I
and they'll
thought
just-
we were switching places, but if that's not it, then I have less concerns.
You thought just because we were here, like, he's gonna wanna push with you?
No. No, I just didn't get a chance to mention my concerns before.
Yeah.
I have loads of them in case you were wondering.
Loads of concerns.
I'm greatly concerned about many things.
What,
just don't
care to
see.
share?
Oh, that's about it. Oh, highly trained assassin giving a minute of her life. Bard with the ability to shatter the reality with his voice, giving an hour. All well and good sitting with me.
Yeah.
I'll just be lying in a bed and
Yeah.
die an hour sooner. It's not like that big.
Concerning.
And me, with no magic, and a sword. On either side of you. It's grand!
So, by this minute and hour, do you think that means, like, we won't have any control? Like, he
You
would have
didn't
control of our
establish
life?
any terms for that minute or hour, so those are all in his control.
Well, I just
Yeah.
mean, it would be harder to recognize a minute, but for Taz, an hour, we might notice that something's wrong. Maybe we could come up with, like a code phrase, that way we know that he's not in control. If
Tell
he
me,
can't answer, then we know it's not him.
how long does it take you to kill him?
Like 6 seconds?
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's
Not-
10
not
spans
very
of
long.
6 seconds in a minute. So
Yeah.
you could kill 6 people in a minute, given the opportunity, which, knowing the Fae, they would capitalize to the letter on.
Technically,
Yeah.
she could kill 10.
Oh yeah.
And
Wait, so
people-
didn't we just establish though that because we were saying that your concern, Laura, was that he would take you over for a minute.
Yeah,
The DM said
that was my
he just took a
concern.
minute of our life, like it was different.
Well,
it seems
I
like
think it's just
Sebastian
not
is concerned.
specified. So he could still do what she's worried about.
Taking a minute could mean many things. Taking it as
Yeah.
himself, or just in general and removing it from her life.
Because my
Maybe
initial
you're
concern,
fine with
which maybe it's not so concerning now, was that we'd switch places. I'd be in his body for a minute, he'd be in mine. And I was worried if I died in his body, does he just get to keep mine? But if that's not what's happening,
Oh my god.
You see,
It's an
this is the
elaborate-
problem with making deals with the Fae. They're very open-ended. For
Yeah, I
them,
mean,
there
I
is
was
no
just
pirate
confused. I don't mean.
code, there is no
Oh.
lawyer. They are out to screw you.
But I got a pocket realm, so
It's true. That's
that's
actually
gonna
pretty sweet.
that's gonna come in handy, later. I got plans for that.
I thought
Can
it was
you-
a terrible deal to begin with, but
Can you just go there now?
oh well.
It's your pocket realm. We just like
I don't know. I mean, technically, you didn't establish a way to get there, so
should look into that.
I'm sure it's
not
going
in
to be
your
as
pocket, is it?
difficult to access as possible.
Oh. I suppose it'd be too optimistic to consider a pocket realm actually being in your pocket, but whatever.
I want to try and conjure a way into my pocket realm.
Okay. You
So-
focus. You concentrate. You put your hands out, dangling the fingers, going, pocket realm. Nothing.
Oh, I have it somewhere. It's kind of just sitting.
Great.
Yeah, I just have, concerns about this minute.
I'm glad someone else is thinking about these things, because I do, constantly. Ever aware that you guys just might go AWOL when I go to sleep. It's
Yeah.
grand.
It could be that we're in the middle of an intense battle, and everyone's low in health, and then Laura goes unconscious for a minute, for a while, and I have 1 minute to get to your body before it dies permanently, and that's the minute that he takes away from your life. Or if Taz well, there's no point talking about this. I mean, it's gonna happen at an unfortunate moment, and we can't stop it or prevent it.
Yeah.
Unless I make a deal to prevent it.
That's not necessary. I think we've made enough deals.
What plausible?
Shouldn't have made the ones that we did.
Man, if only someone had offered to protect you by doing that. Anyway.
Right, this has turned into just everyone just complaining and blaming each other.
I won't say everyone.
Mainly me. I'm the one complaining. Anyway, I've done what I need to do if you guys would like to rest.
I'm ready to rest.
Alrighty. Having sat around and spoken together about concerns and whatnot at length, some venting frustration, others mentioning concerns, you guys decide to bed for the night. Is anybody wanting to take watch, or are you all just conking out?
I will keep watch. I don't think anyone else can keep watch, because if they wake up for watch, then we get kicked out, too.
Okay. You still need to sleep, don't you?
For the benefits of everything that I would gain from a long rest, I would gain 4 points of health. And nothing else, since I've meditated for 30 minutes.
But you would get the exhaustion if you don't.
You would get exhaustion.
I'll take that L.
Alrighty. Okay. So, you guys bed down for the night, and Sebastian, you decide to take watch for the duration of the whole night. I'm gonna go download my ale real quick. I need you to make a perception check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use bathroom too.
Ah, delicious.
Nice.
Dude, meditating, I'm wide awake, man. I see that shit. I've done to focus my chakras. I'm in the avatar state right now, bro.
I love it.
Were you expecting the Critical Role blanket to be bigger?
No, but I was expecting one side to have the Tal'Dorei map and the other to have the Wild
Me
map.
too.
So I was really disappointed when I realized they were both the same map.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
I thought that was gonna happen, and I thought it was gonna be bigger, or at least like fluffier, you know?
At least it's soft though. It is soft.
It is soft. It's really pretty too.
It is super pretty. So I was really disappointed when I was like, wait, it's clearly just because I'm really in love with the new campaign. You know,
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be one side each.
because they look like they did different colors, but no, it's just the same.
It's just Tal'Dorei.
Probably because they wanted to make it into two separate products so they could make more money.
Of course.
What products are we talking about?
The
We're talking
Critical
about-
Role blanket.
How it just has the Tal'Dorei map instead of like a different one on each side.
Oh, the whole world?
We thought it would have both.
Oh.
It does not.
Yeah, two separate products would make sense.
I like the blanket, but I don't think it's worth $40.
How big is it?
It's not that big.
Yeah, like it's not gonna cover your whole body.
0 point.
Alrighty. Over the course of your watch as your compatriots sleep, you can feel kind of the tiredness begin to set in. Though you're pretty much healed from your wound, Sebastian, it's been a trek. Never before would you have thought that in your time of being alive, you'd have gone to a monastery, be captured by pirates, join the pirates, and then end up stomping your way across the whole continent of Aesir with 3 other schmucks to varying degrees. And now here you are, sitting in the mansion of some weird fairy guy, while your friends sleep on the futon, basically. It's not an experience. Having a moment to kind of reflect and just realize all the stuff that you've seen in comparably a short amount of time to the rest of your life. But it's nice. And though it may not have been something you actively looked for, you realize it's probably an experience you may not have traded for much else. And as you're kind of contemplating this, as the unending twilight continues outside, you hear the squeak of a chair. It's slight, but you hear it. You turn and you look towards the kitchen. The stools and the chairs seem unmoved, save for one. You spent a lot of hours over the night staring at the interior of this house, and though you hadn't seen Gwyneth necessarily leave his room, you imagine he's probably been up to some stuff. With that stool has been in the same spot for the last 5 or 6 hours, and it's slightly away from where it was before. You hear another and as soon as you looked away, you hear that, and you look back, and you see it's moved slightly.
I know it is.
Pots, I swear to God.
Oh my
Take out a
God.
dart from my sleeve
Slay him.
slowly.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw it at the stool.
Roll an attack. Roll to attack the stool.
No mimics in my house, bitch.
You hit that stool. You fling that dart and right into the side of that stool. It lands, sticking outwards. And you see some shape, indefinite, flit away right before the dart lands. And you watch as the shape leaves the stool, and then seems to go up onto the counter, and then onto the other side, where you can't see.
Well, are you just going to sit there, or are you going to say something? As I, twirl another dart in my fingers.
You're gonna get in trouble if he finds out you hit his furniture.
I'm just... God, I knew it. What do you want, Potts? I'm in the middle of cleaning up one of the other messes.
Where's Taz? Is he in there? I gotta talk to him. I got a lead.
Lead where? He's sleeping at the moment.
You hear the sound of light metal kind of clacking on the wood of the counter, and you watch as off to the side a small little fork bends out with the teeny tiny face on it and peeks out at you. Well, wake him up. I gotta give him the stuff.
The stuff.
I got a lead on Triss. He's like the only one who cares.
We care by extension by being here, but how good is your lead? We were already going to talk to Vavnok in the morning.
Oh, were you? Oh, that's good. I was just gonna say, found out a little bit more about Madame Mulberry. Oh, you guys are in for it. Let me tell you.
Oh my god.
Look, she's bad news. I know that she works as retainer with Winter, and Mab will sometimes have her for some really important things. Otherwise, she just kind of keeps to herself.
Well, I figured a hag would be bad news. I look around just
Well-
like most of fairy is.
Well, I mean, there's bad news and then there's bad news. So, I mean, interpret how you will. But if you're gonna go talk to Vavnok, then that's good. He's got a thing. I think something of hers. If you get that, that might help out your case.
Thank you for this information, I suppose. I'll put my dart away in my sleeve again. It will spare me from killing you this time.
The fork kind of like hides back a little bit as you move the dart, and then once he watches you put away, he kind of boink, 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 pops out completely and jumps onto the top of the counter where you can. Look, it's nothing personal, okay? I just, I gotta do what I gotta do.
I look away from him, just like making sure nothing else in the room is going on. It never is, Prince. It's never personal.
Oh, and hey, I got a bit of a location for you.
I look back and raise an eyebrow.
Frozen Reach, or at least that direction, I guess. But you already were heading that way, so
It's in
I
the
don't know
mountains,
what'll come of it, but information helps.
That it does. Aren't you trespassing being here?
What? I mean, no. Yes, yeah, I'm trespassing.
Our hostess seems foppish, but most fairies can be mad about that. Unless you have anything else to say, I suggest you leave, lest I change my mind.
Well, Gwynny's Hobblesobble's kind of an ass, but you didn't hear that from me. He's a she-vassal of the Pumpkin King. I don't know what you expected.
At least we agree on one thing.
Oh, we agree on a lot of stuff. We just gotta sit down and have a conversation sometime, Sebastian.
Like, the corner of my mouth will tilt up, kind of, as I, like, reach inside my robe and scratch at Honcho. Reassured by that familiar weight. Like, that we will.
Well, Taz, tell Taz I say hi. And, let the girls know I'd be happy to talk to them at any time. And he just kind of boink, 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 boop, drops down behind the counter and disappears. You hear like a ruffle of like the drawer containing utensils, and it open up and hear the of the metal, and then it closes again.
Send your regards to Taz, but maybe not the girls. They don't like you less than I do.
Alright, you finish your rest, you finish your watch without any other incident. You all wake up, and the moment you all kind of open your eyes and just kind of come back to consciousness, realize where you are, kind of yawn a bit, stretch some, the door opens from Gwenice's room, and he marches in. He's wearing like this almost like a conductor's coat that's like this bright fiery orange, more sequins around like the collar and kind of the wrist, the cuffs. He's got like the long twin tail coat, and he's wearing that and like a pair of chubbies basically that's equally bright orange that comes right above his pasty knees. And he looks at you all and he goes, "All right, out, 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 out. I have fulfilled my end. Get out.
Okay, we're leaving.
Go, shoo, Shoo! Out! 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 And he like goes over and he grabs like a little like feather duster from like one of the counters nearby and starts like whacking you guys with it harmlessly,
My
trying to get you
God.
out.
Like my knees crack as I stand up from my meditative pose. Walk out the door.
Alright. You all get herded out, and the door closes behind you. As you look out from now the front of the house, rather than the back from which you entered, you see more of the orchard kind of stretching out. But also to there, supposedly where your mission rests. What would you like to do?
I kind of side-eye Taz. I'm like, Pot sends his regards.
Did he drop by?
Yes, I nearly killed him.
It's good. He needs some consequence for his behavior.
I check all my items.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, me too. DR stuff again.
Everybody, investigation.
I'm tired. I stayed up all night.
Yeah, you have 1 point of exhaustion. So you have disadvantage on ability check. Alrighty. Some of you kind of pat yourselves down, content, with the quick once over. The rest of you do a little bit more of an in-depth search. You guys seem to find everything in order on your person.
Well, anyway, he's applauding our searching of going to see Bonfire King Vavnok.
Oh, that's good.
Did he
He
have any?
says we need to find an area, Frozen Reach. And
Sorry,
like
doesn't ring a
Vavnok would
bell.
have something.
Okay.
Something in mulberries. And that she's bad news. But, you know, I pretty much assumed that.
Yeah.
The audio cut out a little bit. Yeah. He said towards Frozen Reach. Something about that. But yeah, otherwise, all that other information. Were you asking about Frozen Reach, Taz?
Would that ring a bell at all, or is this just like Winter Court, basically?
It's Winter Court stuff, but you might know a thing or two. Go ahead and roll history, I guess.
Boom.
Frozen Reach. Un momento.
Getting to the point of +5 on like everything, because Jack of Trades feels good, man.
That's really awesome.
TFW, your highest modifier is a +4. This jackass gets a +5 to everything.
Only intelligence,
Okay.
because I'm big smart.
The Frozen Reach is a location in winter, obviously, belonging to one of the most well-known vassals of Matt, called the Snow Queen by some of the more daring, Snow Lady by those who prefer not to get the ire of the Queen of Winter. The Frozen Reach is her home, kind of a large, elaborate Disney Cinderella-esque castle on kind of a bit of a cliff face, out amongst those 3 mountains, kind of a bit of on a peninsula that Sebastian had spotted early. Also called Grokewill. I would need to oh, hold up, my notebook's here. I can spell that for you later, but I mean, you also know the common name, so It's not that big a deal.
Ice Castle.
Not again.
Wait, what do you mean you can't?
Last time we were in an ice environment was when we were saving Saphira from the Frost Giant and the other hags.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the beer hag and the
The Oni.
Oni.
Fucking levitating, disappearing son of a bitch.
True.
Yeah, I could fly and disappear at will. F you.
Groat Gawil or Frozen Reach.
Cool.
Lady Morin is her name.
So she's like head of winter.
She is one of the most well-known and powerful vassals of Winter.
Okay, vassal.
Yeah, she is a Fey lady. She's not Archfey.
Okay.
So she's like a step below. Which means she has a stat block, but Mab doesn't.
So, how is Mulberry related to Morin?
Mulberry, though she's a uh-oh. I think Maddie. Yeah.
Her camera.
Oh,
She's
her
back.
camera's back. Okay. Welcome back.
I have literally no idea why my internet just
Just pooed out.
the hell.
So the common denominator between Madame Mulberry and Lady Morin is winter, essentially. Though Lady Morin she's a Fey lady, Madame Mulberry is just a hag, but she's like a really powerful hag is kind of what you've gotten from context clues. Lady Morin is a vassal, and she's been pretty faithful with Winter. Some vassals kind of change allegiance over the course of seasons or other political happenings that occur within the Feywild that most people aren't privy to. So while Lady Morin is pretty consistent with her allegiance to Winter, being the full-on vassal of Mab, Madame Mulberry is more like a if given incentive enough, will work for Winter, doing certain things, whatever they might.
So is Pot saying that Mulberry is near the Frozen Reach, and the Frozen Reach is this castle owned by Morin the vassal? Essentially.
Saying that, that it appears that Madame Mulberry might be heading towards that direction.
Okay.
And that is also the direction that you guys are heading.
Cool.
Nice.
Before we leave, I want to knock on Gwenice's door.
Okay.
See if he's there.
You knock, and as soon as you lift your knuckles from the door opens. What? What do you want?
We're gonna go see Vavnok. Could you give us directions / anything you want us to take to him?
Look, I couldn't give an eelhound's rear end about Vavnok, okay? He's off partying as he does. I don't have to give anything to him. He's not my boss. As for you, well, I mean, I'm sure there's something you can find to give him. In terms of directions, just keep heading that direction, and you'll know when you hear the drums.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
Sure thing. You're welcome. Whatever. Are we done?
Bye bye.
Close the
Hold
door.
on, you guys. I'm gonna go behind some trees, change into a different outfit, or like a party outfit, like my belly dancing outfit.
The
You
one from
mentioned
the desert?
drums. Yeah.
traded my good comb for that.
Oh wait, no, not my casino one.
Oh, never mind then.
I don't even think I ever got that because we didn't go to the casino.
No, you got it.
Got
I
it.
definitely
You
traded
got
my
the
comb for
outfits.
it.
Yeah, you
Oh.
just didn't use it.
Ah. Okay, then finally I'm gonna have a good use for this dress that I got. Since we never went to the casino.
And my swirly jacket.
Yeah, your swirly jacket.
Oh yeah, weren't you high in the one shot when you were looking for clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his
Yeah.
Van Gogh jacket on.
That's right.
And every time I use that drug, I basically nap one. It's been like 2 out of 3 times or something crazy. Getting highly addicted to this. It's great.
It's awesome.
Alrighty. Ophelia changes behind the tree.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Alright. So, what do you guys want to do?
So, did he point south to Vavnok, or Vavnok's a different direction?
He pointed south.
Okay. Convenient.
Yeah, he said go around his
Alright.
house and then keep going that way.
Yep. So,
Suffer some drones.
Mr. Navigator, go ahead and make a survival check for me, please.
With disadvantage? Question mark.
Yeah, it's an ability check.
Hey,
Oh.
I killed it.
Not bad. Not bad.
16, nice.
Alrighty. So you guys travel for a couple of hours. You've made clear of the orchard a little while ago. You stopped to gain and determined, satisfied that you are still heading in the right direction. Because it's when it comes to traversing distance, though you might be a couple yards off and heading diagonal rather than close, the closer you get to, a location that's further away, the distance between becomes greater and greater as time goes on. Hopeful that you're heading straight towards it, you continue for several more hours, making your way towards about midday or so it feels. Can't really tell with a perpetual setting sun. And before long, you guys come across a rather large glade. What are you doing, Matt?
I don't know.
What are you doing? Just had too much wine.
I'm
so it
drinking my wine.
Yup, yeah, we know. So it begins.
She's losing it.
Okay. So, before long, you guys come across a rather large glade. You break the tree line, and you can see a field of flowers before you. Nothing but these flowers, just going on and on and on. And all you can see at the other edge is a tree line where the forest continues of spruce. See, these flowers are.
Are we about to see it?
What?
Have you watched that movie?
What movie?
Midsummer.
Oh no, I haven't.
The plot for that was pretty weak.
The plot was great. I want to be the May Queen.
So you can burn people?
Yeah.
In my bear suit.
The visuals, fantastic. Story-wise, eh.
But yeah, you guys can see these flowers kind of almost in like a they're in bloom and they're all stark white save for that few seem to be kind of, well, I shouldn't say stark white, but yeah, they're like right. They're like kind of like a, I guess like a, maybe like a cream light beige or like tan. All of them except for a few that are kind of near where you are, kind of off to the side a bit, where they seem to be Part of them, the flower and petals itself, are like a stark white. You can see the stark white begins to sort of. It's almost like a trail has been made in the flowers with sort of the coloring, like a almost like a bead or drop of milk on a brown cookie, kind of running down. The flowers themselves, kind of the heads bow a little bit, so their tops kind of point towards the ground. And as you approach them, the heads kind of slowly rise up a little bit, almost as if they're reaching out towards you, just about as far as the little delicate flower can.
I don't care for that.
No, that's cool, man. I just want to be our friend.
Alright, man, why don't you go sue Dangerous Man?
Why don't you shut up, bro? Okay, what happens if I, like, put my finger right up to it?
You put your finger right up to it, and you can't tell. It's you get like it looks almost like it's straining towards your finger as far as it can go, just desperate to touch, desperate to make physical contact.
I touch it.
You touch it, and it stays there once touched, still pointing towards you like it's eager to try and make contact. But when you touch it, the sort of tannish beige color, or like khaki color, changes, and you watch as kind of where you touched almost bleeds away in color to something of like a maybe like a yellowish, sort of yellowish orange.
Pretty. It's like, ooh, is it like a mood ring, but for a flower? Somebody else touch it.
You don't know, but you don't really feel anything from it.
Nice touch
But the color changes.
Touch the flowers. Just try it.
Nothing
Okay,
bad
I'll
happened.
touch one.
Does it, what?
I
does
touch
it-
flower.
You touch the same one or a different one?
Different.
You touch a different one, and a same thing, kind of straining towards you. You touch it, just a light tap, and the head changes to more of like a gray with like almost like veins or stripes of yellowish.
Does Buns like the flowers?
Buns seems interested by the flowers. He kind of goes over and hops over to one and kind of sniffs it a little. But the flower doesn't really seem to react to him at all.
Oh.
They don't seem hostile. I'll go ahead and step through the flowers.
Okay. You step into the flowers, and as soon as you do, they all strain towards to touch you, and you watch as kind of the heads sort of slowly turn and move towards going as far as they can to make contact. And the moment they make contact with you, they begin to turn almost like a deep blue with like a sort of an elements of like a silvery sheen to them, like specks or splinters in the color of silver, of like a bright shiny gray. And as you stride forwards and keep going, you can see sort of the one trail that was already forged through these flowers of like a stark white kind of winds around, and you can see that at some point the flowers change color, and from a white they change more to like a layered purple, one with like bright, almost like a fuchsia color, and then dark violet kind of squiggles in the color that you can.
Whoa. So pretty.
What are you doing?
Let's keep heading south.
Alrighty. You each forge your own path through the flowers, leaving a trail of color behind. Who is? Let's say, give me a marching order. You guys kind of going, side by side or single file?
I guess side by side.
Okay.
I want to look at everyone's color path and see what it means.
What color is the touch of Laura touches?
They
I don't know,
die.
Laura. How do you?
Black
What are
and
your
red.
thoughts on this field of flowers? Watching your friends go in.
I'll follow them.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts
What is yes? How do you feel about this?
about a field of flowers.
And the color changing, and your friends walking in.
I think it seems suspicious.
Like everything else. Gotcha.
Yes, of course. Everything's suspicious to me.
Alrighty.
It's odd.
You tentatively take a step in and begin walking. And the flowers crane towards you as well, leaving a trail of yellowish green, kind of the yellow fading to almost like a lemon green or lime green, with kind of veins from the green bleeding into like the yellow parts of the flower as you begin to slowly follow after your friend. I need to know who is on the farthest left and who is on the farthest right.
I'll be farthest right.
Left.
Okay. Your path begins to take you into where the white flowers are, Ophelia.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Me and JB text each other stupid things to make each other laugh.
Okay. You guys continue on making your way through the flowers. Ophelia, you on the farthest left are closest to the path of white. As you kind of go by and brush the white flowers, which turn to slowly crane toward you, feel suddenly an immense panic, sheer terror. The feeling overwhelms you and you have to stop for a second. You look down at your hands and tremble. You look around to see your friends trudging on, but no discernible sign of any sort of danger.
Guys, stop. Think something's wrong.
Bruh.
I don't feel so good. Does anyone see anything dangerous around?
Just some weird flowers.
Stop and look back at her and scan around.
Perception check.
I'm gonna make one too.
Oh shit, disadvantage.
Yep.
That's bad.
You can't seem to make out anything that might be discernible danger. All you see are fields of flowers and trees farthest behind you and farthest before. But you can't seem to shake that terror. It grips you, and you find it almost difficult to step forward.
I'm just gonna run
Okay.
towards whoever is like closest towards me and try to like hide behind them.
All right. You begin running towards Valora. And
But
as
just,
you
like, clinging
run,
to her, like looking around.
as you run towards Valora, that the flowers that you touch turn to that same stark white, trailing behind you as you begin running towards Valora. Once you catch up to her, they as you get closer and closer, the flowers begin to take almost like a little bit of a light, faint blue hue as you get closer.
Do I still feel scared?
The scared feeling, by the time you get to Valora, seems to almost fade.
maybe
Hmm?
I'm okay.
Hmm?
That was weird.
You
Do you
okay
see how
there?
they turned white? What the hell is going on? Guys, the flowers control your emotions.
I feel fine.
I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm, s- I'm gonna keep walking next to Valora, like right next to her.
Okay. You guys continue to trudge on. As you guys go, you begin to go up to a hill, and continuing forwards, you can see sort of that trail, the winding trail of white flowers, kind of meander on over to one side of the hill. And as you guys crest, you can see the trail of flowers kind of stretch out before you of white, and they suddenly seem to split into several other trails that continue on towards this through this field of flowers towards the trees on the other side, and you can see a different color as the split changes. It turns to more of that sort of purple, sort of fuchsia with violet veins that Sebastian had seen prior, kind of in this sort of scatter. And as they get closer and closer to the trees, they change to a more the trails change to a more like almost like a lazy pink and pastel, purple and red.
Kitty! Okay, prepare yourself. What if we all start falling in love in this next flower field?
You're the only one who's been freaking out about the flowers. The rest of us have been alright.
Oh.
Why don't you just levitate above them?
Ooh!
You're so freaked
We
out.
got a pink brain over here.
I kind of have to go. It's almost 10.
Yeah, I was about to call it here in a moment.
Nah, I don't want to levitate.
Okay. You guys crest the hill, and you can see these trails of flowers kind of scatter out from the single white trail, and almost like in a hurried fashion, streak across sort of the paths you guys would have taken walking through the field, going towards the tree line ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Guess we'll cross.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You guys trudge forwards. The moment you meet the inevitable lines of fuchsia and purple flowers crossing, you're all suddenly overcome with a sense of confusion and worry. Like you can't shake that something's behind you, but you're not sure why. You're not entirely understanding of what's going on, and this feeling came from nowhere, but you can't seem to shake it as you walk through these flowers, and the color seems to trail behind you once you've hit that path of flowers. And the moment you hit the red, the pastel red and purple and pink, suddenly you feel happy, carefree, like there's not a weight in the world that could be put on your shoulder. Look here. And you're suddenly overwashed with a sense of pleasure. And you
Ooh,
find it almost difficult to leave these flowers. But you push and you keep walking, and you find yourself on the other side.
Can I
And
pick
that's when
one of
you
the
greeted.
pink ones?
Sure, you pick one of the pink ones.
Ooh.
Oh my god, you should make like Ooh, there's so many things you can use that for.
And the moment you guys leave the field of flowers, that feeling of euphoria seems to slowly wash away, except for
Ooh.
a tiny bit as you hear the calling and steady beat of drums in the distance. And that's where we'll call it tonight.